point was always to be on big stages and playing loud. That was the only thing that ever really mattered. Do good work, be a good person, and one thing should lead to another.
Welcome, everybody, to Nashville Drummers Podcast, episode 76.
Today's guest is Dan Rubin. Dan is currently the touring drummer for rising country artist Gavin Adcock.
We had a great conversation with Dan. It was just a really solid and good time, and we did spend quite a bit of time talking about pho, so get over it. It's delicious. If you don't like pho, get out. But we also talked about how important traveling is, and my favorite line from him was the coolest thing about traveling is having an opinion, and I think that's correct.
Yeah, it was truly awesome getting to hang out with Dan and learn his journey. Of course, we get into how he landed the gig with Gavin, which has been, as he described it, just on a rocket ship to the moon, has been changing and growing at such a fast pace. So it was really neat hearing what that has been like, you know, being on tour with a very current, very viral country star such as Gavin and the challenges that come with that. Dan provides some really valuable advice on learning songs quickly, how to stay nimble and prepared for anything thrown at you on the gig, and a really interesting approach in terms of practicing and getting better on the instrument, especially for someone that has landed a major gig like he has, you know, playing night after night, the same songs with the same artist. It can be challenging, I think, to really feel like, okay, this is what I need to work on and really be proactive to improve. But Dan, as he said, it really thrives in the uncomfortable, and he urges us to, in fact, purposely put ourselves through challenges in order to grow as a player and as a person. And I thought that was really cool.
Yep.
Lastly, the other big takeaway for me was Dan's really humble attitude in all of this. We talked a lot about his pop punk, very DIY upbringing, kind of starting from nothing, as I think a lot of us did, just playing music with our friends because we love to play, not really caring about the money or how large the venues were or who showed up. And so to fast forward to Dan's current situation, you know, headlining sold out arenas and having a crew, he's super humble and clearly very appreciative of where he's at. And that was just very inspiring to hear. And with that, we hope you enjoy episode 76 with Dan Rubin.
How you doing?
I'm good. Are we rolling? You want to dive in?
We are rolling,
what do you guys want to do?
Welcome, Dan. Do you go by Dan or Daniel? Important question.
Most people call me Dan, but sometimes like older folks and sometimes like certain women, I just feel like it's more like proper. Like if I'm trying to like zhuzh it up a little bit, I introduce myself as Daniel. But
okay.
Dan's cool. Danny's cool.
Like
Dan's cool.
So, okay,
how do you spell zhuzh?
I go by Dan. Certain family members call me Danny for some reason.
Yeah.
And then I feel like only if I'm getting married to somebody, you can call me Daniel. That's like, we got to be living together first.
There's levels to it.
Yeah,
right?
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Daniel's like very formal.
I had a Dan in my life that was like, I'm not Danny.
That wasn't me? What the hell?
No, hard to believe.
Cheat at me?
But he was like, I'm not Danny. But one day I called him Danny, and he was mad. I was like, no, I don't mean D-A-N-N-Y. I mean D-A-N-E-E. And he was like, yeah, okay, I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'm like, I really wasn't thinking of you as like Danny boy. I was thinking like, it's like, oh, Danny. Yeah, you're Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Captain
We can
Danny.
do Danny.
Anyway, that's totally idiotic, but I wanted you to know about it.
Now I know.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend like in high school. Her name was Jen, but she spelled it with two N's. So when we were together, we'd like write each other notes in school, and I would put D-A-N-N, and that was like our little thing. So
Oh, wow.
The alternate spelling has been a thing in the
Nice.
past.
Dan Rubin, the romantic, everybody. How was your day today?
Dude, awesome. I finally got back out on the tennis court. I got to play a little bit, play a couple sets with my roommate.
I play just for fun.
Bro.
I'm not like super competitive, but I need new partners. So
I would love to go hit. I'd been teaching my roommate, so he's like total beginner. So it was 6-0 today. But he's got enough of like the competitive juice from it that he wants to keep going, and he's still battling, but he's getting a little bit better. But since I moved to Nashville, I have not found like a decent tennis partner. So anytime,
dude,
let's go.
We just become best friends?
Yes, please.
Love it.
It's
Okay.
meant to be.
Yeah.
I now believe that every Dan plays tennis.
Well, that's a
Is the
stupid
thing.
belief, but okay.
Yeah, it may be stupid, but it's also probably true.
It's true in this moment.
Yes.
But yeah, we came home and grabbed a ton of ice bags and took a little cold plunge this evening. So
Nice.
dude.
I do that too. Oh yeah.
it's the best.
So you're feeling
It's
good,
the
yeah.
best. Yeah.
You're ready for the podcast.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, get a little sweat, get a little sunshine, like get all the energy out, take a nice cold bath, and then come in and yap.
You did it,
I love it.
in the tub, or do you have like one of those pods?
We just got like a little lightweight like pod thing with a little PVC frame, and
Yeah.
my roommate is a bartender, so sometimes at the end of the night he'll come home with like a garbage bag full of ice, dump it in there, cover it, and then in the morning we're pretty much good to go.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's still gonna be frigid.
Yeah. So that's what we've been doing. But, it's like we keep exploring all the options. The band that I'm on the road with, we do it almost every day. We bring our own. And we just got this like inflatable pod one, but it also has the hookup so you can get like an electric circulator. So it's like, it's expandable. You can just do it with ice, but if you want to drop
cool.
like $700 on like a water circulator chiller thing, then, we were just doing the math, and it's like the amount of ice we've been buying, we should just buy like a expensive thing now, it's going to pay for itself.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at right now. I've been using the pod and I like it, but that is the problem. Like I don't want to be spending that money. I also don't actually have the time to be doing that, nor do I currently have the freezer space for it. So
Right.
either I need to buy a new freezer and just
Yeah.
put freaking ice in it all the time,
Yeah.
or just get one of those circulators that chills it.
I think that's the move now. Before I was thinking maybe the dream is like to have one of those in the garage with like a restaurant giant ice machine and be scooping that out every day. But that's overkill at this point.
Yeah.
There's probably like something a little more efficient.
I think the dream is probably like living near an ice cold stream that you can just jump inside of, and
It's natural.
yeah. But
Alas.
yeah, exactly. Alas, correct.
Well, where do you want to start? I think we could jump in probably a few places. Obviously, drummer for Gavin Adcock, and we'll get into that whole scene.
Yeah.
We connected through Pearl Drums, of course.
Yes.
Been good seeing you rocking some new hardware.
Dude, should we get into that? Should we work our way back? That was the most recent thing.
That was the most recent. Yeah, we can work there or whatever.
So
Yeah.
so I've been playing for Gavin Adcock for a little over a year now. I started filling in last summer, did like 15 gigs filling in, and then the spot opened up like last fall, about a year ago, and we just been hitting it hard. We played like 110 shows this year, and we just been getting after it. So every few months, it seems like the whole operation changes. It's growing so fast. We'll meet like guys that work in the industry, some of the suits, and they're like, you're on a rocket ship. That's the word they keep throwing us. They're like, dude, you guys are on a rocket ship, man. It's like, rocket ship. So because
that sounds good.
I mean, that's good, right?
Yeah.
To the moon. So the rocket ship has been rolling along, and we just keep like kind of scaling things up, and the production is getting bigger. And for even the guys in the band, for pretty much all of us, this is all very new. So we're all kind of learning on the fly and growing together, which is cool because we're all kind of in it together and adapting. But whatever we were doing like 3 months ago is now like obsolete, and we need new solutions. So the big thing was our audio guys wanted some type of rack that they could have the whole like cable loom integrated like a V-drum kit.
Yeah.
And just keep, even if we can't keep the whole setup on a riser and like throw it in the truck, like we could keep the rack built and have all the cabling, and it'll just make setup and tear down a little bit easier. So we start scrambling. It's like right before this fall tour is starting, and we're putting together Sweetwater orders and stuff. And I was just like, I know this guy, like I might be able to like see if we can do a direct thing or something.
Yeah.
So I contacted you.
I didn't remember. I'm sorry. I didn't remember us meeting. So I was glad you messaged me.
Yeah.
I was like, who's this guy?
Just like
What's he
Pearl,
want? Yeah.
I don't know. Like there's just shot in the dark. But you were awesome, man. Thank you so much. You hooked me up with everyone there to put together like an order, and we got all the stuff that we needed, and we got like the build done, last minute. And now I have a monster kit because I've always just been like 4-piece kit, couple of cymbals, stands, super easy. But now that we have the rack and we have a vault,
game changer,
and I got a backline tech helping me a little bit. So now we went like 2 up, 1 down, gong drum,
of course,
side snare, SPD, all on the rack, and it's great. It took me a little bit because I'm like, this is cheesy, man. This is too much. Like doing my like big Todd Zuckerman impression with this massive kit. And but it's like, we just sent it and it sounds great and it's all working out, and setup and teardown's never been faster and everything's awesome. So it actually just worked out.
Yeah, it's so sick. Great. I'm so glad to hear that. That's awesome.
Man. And it's cool to just be just like, it feels a little more legit, just to have a big shiny kit to play every day. Like, it's exciting.
It's a nice upgrade. Right?
Yes. And we're playing these bigger rooms. It just feels like it matches. Like, I was looking around some of these festivals this summer and I'm looking at other guys. So I was checking out all these different options because some people have their stands like bolted into the riser. Right. There's all these ways to really clean things up. And I'll be at this festival and I'm like looking at this guy's kit. This guy, and they're all like so cool and like shiny and just everything's so thought out and customized. And I look at and I'm like playing a 70s Gretsch kit with some old beat up stands. And I'm just like, oh man, I at least need a new rug or something. There's like beer stains and mold on everything. It's just like all our stands are rusted out from the beer. And, so it was time.
That's how I felt. Tyler Hubbard.
That's exactly who I was thinking of.
Dude, we're best friends.
Yes, that's the kit that I was visualizing. He had all the stands like bolted in.
Yeah, because I opened for him twice. The first time it was like that exact experience where like I set up my little cute Pearl. Still a great kit. It was a Masters, but it was just a 3-piece kit. I set up in front of his giant, like you're talking about. Everything's drilled in. He's got like custom hardware, everything like dialed in.
The mic's on like the cymbal stands and stuff. Even their like stage talkback is like coming off of the overhead stand. It's like a whole spaceship. So that was the inspiration. It was literally Tyler Hubbard's I don't know the drummer's name.
Yeah, Sean Fuller.
Sean, I got to meet his tech for a little bit and I was like asking a bunch of questions. But yeah, everything was like custom cut down and everything. So that was definitely like the little nudge that we needed. Like, all right, it's time to get something.
You're in the big leagues now, right?
Yeah, right. I guess.
You said something that I wanted to touch on for a second.
Yeah.
You talked about as you were expanding the kit initially, you're like, oh, this is like, feels cheesy. What the heck is that? That's super relatable. But why is that a thing? Why do we feel that way when we first start adding I don't actually need this. Do I actually need this? Is that like, do we not believe we deserve to play all these drums?
Probably.
Is it like,
I don't know. Maybe it's like it seems like some people do it because they can.
Yeah.
When you do it for no reason other than we got the budget, we got the crew, we got the riser space, like, why not? Throw it on there.
Yeah.
Like then it's it's a little like try hard, I guess. But for us, I mean, I always had a side snare. It was really just the gong drum was our front of house guy, Jay. He really wanted to add one. So that was his dream. And I was like,
if your front of house wants a gong drum, you're like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'll make you happy.
Let's go.
Yeah, okay, fine. Let's try. I was like, I'll bring it to rehearsal. We'll try it. We'll see if it works.
It needs to be this matching color. Then.
Meanwhile, you're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Play this shit on the gong drum. Oh yeah, I don't really want to, but I'll bring it for you.
Fist the tones.
Yeah. You guys aren't even ready.
That is exactly the dynamic. But Jay and I go back like 10 years. He was actually my bass player in my old band, like way before I moved to Nashville. So, it just kind of came full circle. Like we've been making music together a long time. So we have a lot of those kind of conversations of like, let's do it.
Yeah. That's an interesting question though, Nate. I just think, I feel like maybe it's because when we're younger, the drums are such a new instrument still. So it's like the lore of like a Neil Peart setup of like 10 toms and then cymbals and like, cause that's just exciting. That's fun. But then like, as we get older and more mature, it's more like less is more. And like, the gigs don't really often call for that many drums.
One is the gig thing,
so
right?
I think maybe that's
you're
why,
just like, I want to bring as few stands as possible. Want to get by with the bare minimum and make it work. But there's definitely the playing thing, right?
Yeah.
Like the big Neil Peart thing is like, make this noise, make that noise, and everything has a different sound, and you hit it when you want to make that noise. When you have like a tiny kit with a couple of cymbals, it's like, I'm going to get 10 different sounds out of this thing and get all these different textures, and you find yourself playing a lot more creatively and texturally, and you get a lot more tones out of things, and I think it makes you a more sensitive player. So I like the restriction of just being like forced to like get those, and it changes your choices. But yeah, the second rag tom was that thing that I had to get over. Like,
I deserve this. I think that's the thing, because probably I've got a memory of seeing someone play, and a friend who was with me said that drum set is better than that drummer.
Ooh, that's a good
And I was like, "Ow, dang! I hope that guy doesn't hear that, or maybe he should hear it." And like, that's
brutal.
But I was like, "Dang!" I think maybe I'm like, I never want that to be the thing. That probably is playing in my subconscious.
Yeah,
but
I need to get a shittier drum set. That's the
So then you appear better.
No.
That guy's way too good for that drum set, man.
Expand it even more, and then just force yourself there. Like, I earned this. I got this. Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah. And it's obviously expensive. So I think we've just, as a society, or these camps have become used to having to scale down. But I think that being said, ideally, you still, who wouldn't want to have a bunch of drums?
Yeah.
And like a bunch of stack cymbals and pads, and like you said, every sound is accounted for.
Probably somebody who hates drums wouldn't want them. I hate these things. Why do they keep appearing in my house?
Yeah. Nice.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
I don't know who that guy is. He just hates the drums.
It's me. It's me when I'm not playing drums. Because I play guitar and bass too, and if I'm playing not drums in a band, I get it. I get it why the rest of the band hates the drums. They're so loud.
Yeah.
They're so loud. They take up so much space.
Yeah.
They're so obnoxious that, like, if you're the bass player, it's like, dude, shut up. Can you stop practicing for 2 seconds, So it made me a more mindful drummer of, like, hacking at sound check and things like that. I'll bring a practice pad, throw on my snare, so at least I have something to do. It's, like, not really annoying anyone. But, yeah, like, it's an interesting kind of change of perspective for sure.
Totally.
What instrument did you start on?
Bass.
Okay. When did that happen? Let's go into that.
My dad's a drummer.
Okay.
I grew up around musicians, bands and stuff. Like, there's pictures of me as, an infant on his lap behind his drums.
Yeah.
Playing with the pots and pans and everything. So always had drums in the house, grew up around it. But when I was like 9, 10 years old, I was just being rebellious. And it's like, that's my dad's thing. I want to do my own thing. And he was actually good buddies with Jaco Pastorius in South Florida.
No way.
And that was like my idol. It was like, Jaco's the greatest bass player who ever lived. And I wanted to be like Jaco, and I wanted to be like Flea from Chili Peppers. Those were the first 2 guys that I'm like, I want to play bass. And then my first band, we were playing like radio stuff for the day, STP, Metallica, just radio rock stuff. And one day, these kids came in, and the other guys in the band were way older. They were like 15, 16, and I was like 10, 11. Mm-hmm. And they come in one day, and they're like, we're a punk band now. Like, oh. And the drummer quit immediately. He's just like, I'm done. This isn't for me. I don't know what this is. So I go home, and I'm like, Dad, they want to be a punk band now. Like, he's like, all right, come here, son. And he goes into his record collection, and he makes me a tape. He puts Sex Pistols on one side and the Ramones on the other side, and he's like, here you go, kid, study this. And we started auditioning drummers. We went through like 3 drummers, and one day I was just like, I'll be the drummer. I didn't have a kit, like, didn't really know how to play, and I didn't really think any of that through. I just assumed, I'm like, yeah, I can play a little bit. I'll just if we can't find a drummer, I'll just be a drummer, find a new bass player. And that was it. And like, I've just been gigging as a drummer
so
for
badass.
30 years. But it was just out of necessity. Yeah. So my dad's like,
sick.
My dad's like, you're not taking my
yeah.
smoke Vista lights to this like little bar or whatever. Like, no. So we went and got like a rusted out, beat up percussion plus bubbled, wrap. Just falling apart little beater kit for me to trash, and
literally perfect for a punk band.
perfect.
Yeah.
We were super crusty, And that was it. Like I started playing shows with that band when I was 11, and I just like never stopped gigging or making music with my friends. It's just
that was it.
You know, I was just kind of laughing earlier. We were talking about the big leagues. It's like I've never done anything differently. I like to play music with my friends, and somehow, you know, it got me to like, you know, stadiums. It's crazy.
Yeah,
so,
I loved it.
but it all started just playing, you know, punk rock in the garage like 30 years ago.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Humble beginnings, man.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, I think.
And that's often like the sweetest, you know, dream stories that we hear, where it's like hearing that you haven't changed, you're still in it for the right reasons, you know.
Oh, I say all the time, like I'm making 10-year-old me proud. It's literally like the bucket list that I had back then. It's like the same stuff, you know. You know, I thought I was gonna be like on the cover of Rolling Stone and like, you know, like selling millions of records and be like, you know, rock star guy. But like the point was always to be on big stages and playing loud. That was the only thing that ever really mattered. It's like when you go to a big show and you're out in the crowd and that kick drum is like hitting you in the chest. Girl, it's like my drum doesn't sound like that. How do you do that? It's like, oh, you have to be
you're
coming through a giant PA.
Yeah, they make you sound you're larger than life, you know.
Yeah, and like that was always the dream. I'm like, I want to be that loud. Like on 4th of July, I listen to fireworks and I'm like, those are some drum sounds there. I want to be that loud. Like that's awesome. So yeah, like it was just always about that. And I think like those big shows are so it's such a like collective celebration thing. We're so connected to the crowd. And when I was a kid, that's what I would feel like. I would be in the crowd and it's like, oh wait, the band isn't just like projecting at us. We're singing along and giving this energy back, and there's this circuit happening. And just, you know, whether you're playing for 50 people or 5,000, I think that's what it's all about. So why not make it 5,000 or 50,000?
Yeah, right? Yeah. Why not sell some more tickets? I guess.
Yeah, exactly. But it's all just, you know, making the party happen for me. So it's led me here, and I'm super thankful.
Yeah, man. That topic has come up before as well with some of our guests of like playing stadiums for the first time, especially, but also the difference of playing like maybe still a packed out room, but like a smaller club. A few questions with that, like nerves, but also the feeling that you just described. See, you do sneeze every episode.
Sorry.
We were just talking about this.
Thank you.
Yeah, so nerves, but then also that you still get that high in the smaller clubs. Talk us through that, because you started from the small, from nothing, right? As you said, but
I mean, the last few years, I moved to Nashville thinking I would just jump into like a big boy country gig, and I went right back to playing in punk bands and doing van tours, just like I've been doing my whole life. Yeah. So I moved to East Nashville. I found all like my pop punk homies and started doing that stuff.
Here we are.
And so like, you know, even just very recently, I was playing, you know, those smaller clubs, and I prefer those smaller rooms so much more. I think there's a sweet spot. I think it's like that 500 to 1,500, like not really big theater, but like big rock clubs, House of Blues kind of venues that it's still really intimate, and you like feel the sweat and the heat off the crowd. And there's just a little more connection. You get in anything bigger and you got these bright lights in your face and you can't really see everyone. I like to interact with people. I like, you know, seeing people like, you know, we'll make eye contact and sing along together. Like someone points at me or something. Like I like to give it back. So sometimes those big crowds, it's just there's just lights in my face, and I guess there's a big room out there, but you can't really see it.
Yeah, it's almost like it's so big that there's no one even there.
Yeah, but when there's like 400 kids moshing and spilling onto the stage constantly, and then jumping back in, and just bodies flying everywhere, like that's
nothing like that.
There's nothing like that. Yeah. I still prefer that.
You know Jay Weinberg?
Yeah, not personally, but of course.
We had him on a few months ago, and he described that same feeling in regard to his clinics that he does. Yeah, he does very, very intimate. It'll be like him here, and like you're right there as the audience member for that exact reason. Yeah,
yeah, and I guess tying that into you're asking about nerves. I mean, I did a lot of bar band stuff a long time ago. Like I was down in Florida playing like these tiki bars and stuff, and you know we'll be sitting in a corner at a restaurant, and it's like you're saying, there's someone like 3 feet from you, like looking at my hands, and you know, or like a drunk guy trying to give you 5 while you're playing. You're just like, yeah, dude, like I'm busy, but
or trying to have a straight up conversation with you.
yeah, or telling you like what you should be doing differently with your life or whatever. Like they love to give you, unsolicited advice. But those gigs are so much more nerve-wracking than playing a giant show.
Yeah.
Because it's just they're right there and they can see you and it's not, the drums through the mics through PA projecting to the back of this big room and all this reverb stuff. It's like they're listening to your drums right in front of you. So I think doing that for years really like thickened my skin as far as just nerves. Like all right, we just did the stadiums for the first time. This is all new for us. I thought it would freak me out. My heart rate didn't go up at all.
Really?
It was another show. For me, it was very special because the first one that we did was in South Florida. It was the
Hometown
Hard Rock
show,
Stadium.
right?
It was a hometown show for me.
I saw that.
In the 90s, the Marlins, when the Marlins started down there, they played at that stadium. And then later on, the Miami Hurricanes play there as well. So the Dolphins and the Hurricanes play there. And I went to Miami. That's like my alma mater, plays football at that field. So there was a lot of like that stuff tied up in it, just the significance of that building and just being there and showing all the other guys like this, my hometown. We had never made it down there before. So all that was really, really cool and special and kind of emotionally heavy, but like it didn't rattle me.
Yeah.
It was just the first thing I noticed. I got up there and I was like, oh, it's a really big room.
Yeah.
It's still the same
That's
thing.
a really mild way of putting that. Yeah.
It's a big ass room, but like, it's open. So it's like, you don't get that same reverb of like a small arena or something that feels like more of a room.
Yeah.
It's just, it's way, the people over there are way out there. And I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah. It was like, you're still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Same drum, same movements.
Yeah. So, I was looking at, there was someone like way up in the top, all the way up in the back. And I was just looking at them, and I'm like, they were talking about that, making that loud sound. I'm like, that kick drum is going all.
That's for you.
That's all the way back there.
Yeah, fuck
and and that's pretty cool. So I'm not trying to be all nonchalant about it. Like I was surprised that it didn't really like shake me up at all. But the truth is, like inside, I'm just like, oh my god, this is what we're doing the thing.
Dude, how special for your first arena to be in your hometown too. That's
so crazy.
You couldn't have scripted that any better, right?
So they told us that almost a year ago. Didn't know when it was getting announced. Wasn't even sure if it was confirmed. We just kind of heard it through the grapevine and just like waiting. Then it gets announced, and it wasn't until Morgan announced the shows and like, the post was out. I opened Instagram, I'm like, it's 2 nights. I didn't even know.
2 nights.
Yeah, but I had bought my clothes like for that show like last year, like last Black Friday. I just went and did all this. I'm like, this is for this gig that's like 6 months out. But yeah.
So you're the one throwing haymakers at Walmart. Like, listen, buddy, you don't understand. This is my alma mater.
Yeah. So that was
your whole family there, and
no, my I don't have anyone down there anymore.
Okay,
really.
gotcha.
My sister's on the Gulf Coast, and she drove down and came to one of the shows.
Yeah.
So yeah, she came night one. She just wanted to see me rando, really, but she did come and support me. It was cool.
So on tour currently with Gavin, but you're still actively. It sounds like you're still kind of taking other gigs, like smaller gigs in town or punk stuff, or how's that balance?
Man, I haven't had time.
Yeah.
Last year I played with 7 artists.
Yeah.
This year I played with 1.
Yeah.
So, I'm not under any kind of contract. We just, I hope next year we just keep riding this thing out. But, you never know in this business. So I'm always, taking calls and available and trying to fit things in. Being in country now, my heart is always in rock and heavy stuff. So any chance I get to play anything heavier, like I want to try to make work. But so far this year, we're out almost every weekend, and it's been nonstop. And truthfully, coming from the rock world, the rock tours are like these 6-week whole U.S. tours, and you do that like 3 times a year, maybe play some festivals, maybe go overseas or something. But it's these big chunks, and then you come home and do other things. And then you can kind of fill out your calendar. But this is every weekend.
Yeah,
And I gotta,
it is different. Yeah.
between tour mode and home mode, just every 3 days, flipping back and forth. It's been a big adjustment for me because I'm new to that whole world. This is my first bus gig. It's my first like kind of weekend warrior thing.
Yeah.
So it's a huge adjustment, and I kind of prefer still the long runs. I like just being out. I settle in. I like playing every day. I'd rather just play every day.
Yeah.
The hardest thing on those long runs are the off days or the show after the off day.
Right.
It's always like the worst, but
Yeah, no
you get
momentum.
into you get into a groove. Like I find I need to warm up quite a bit less as the tour goes on. I'm just like I'm good to go. You know, I'm dialed. So the back and forth thing is a little bit just new. It's just new for me still. I'm still adapting, but I get it. I get the appeal. You know, got a lot of guys like they'll have a day job when they come home, or guys do Broadway gigs or something, but I haven't really done any of that. It's just been a few sessions here and there.
Yeah.
So since you're doing these short runs and you're kind of like adjusting to that, and as you said, you prefer just to do it straight and come back, and obviously then you're resting when you're back. So how do you get into, or do you find that you can get into rest mode in that short amount of time?
You know, it is tough, especially when you have stuff to do. You know, you put your life on hold when you're on the road. It's like you can't really do anything. So it's like, you know, if it's a really grueling weekend, that first day is shot. You know, social battery's shot. So it's usually that first day. If we get back early on a Sunday or something, I don't want to get out of bed,
forget about
man.
it.
I just want to go chill. And then, it's like you got a day and a half to like run all your errands and get things done and try to live a normal life, and then, you know, packing up for bus call again. So I'm still trying to figure it out. But we've done a couple longer runs this year. We're about to go to Canada and do 2 weekends without coming home. So it'll be like a little like 10-day run. I'm stoked for that. So that'll be
Nice.
cool. Yeah. You know, the other thing is when you're out, you have off days. And when you just do the weekend warrior thing, it's like show home.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's what I miss is I like having that little day in between, like do something fun, you know, see some sights. And that's kind of missing from like the weekend warrior thing typically. So if, you know, I'll see what we do in Canada if we get a little off day.
Yeah.
Go
Is that
for
a
hike
headlining
or
run?
something. Yeah, except for the Morgan shows, everything we do is headliners.
Sick.
You know, festivals, whatever billing we have for that particular festival, but we've only done headliners. So it was really interesting to see how we would adapt to being a support band, because we have a very headline act. Gavin is very comfortable performing for his fans, and that's part of our whole thing. It's the way it works. So it was cool to see like, oh, some of these things that we normally do don't work in this situation, but you know, being a support band in a stadium, these other things work really well. And, you know, watching Gavin kind of figure that out in real time was cool, because the first one we were all, you know, it was definitely not our best show, but now after doing 6 of those, like, I think we got to figure it out.
Yeah.
So,
Dialed in.
yeah, so it's a little bit different, but now we're in the middle of this fall headliner and bigger rooms, just like I said, another scale up. And it's cool. We got like 15 shows left of that.
Yeah.
Hey drummers, do you need a place to practice on actual drums? Drumbox has locations in Lafayette and Longmont, Colorado, and their newest location is right here in Nashville, Tennessee. You can book sessions online and get the space to yourself. Each Drumbox location is fully equipped with 2 kits, cymbals, hardware, and even sticks are provided. 30-minute, 1-hour, and 2-hour sessions are available at www.drumbox.space. Use the coupon code ANDP25 for 25% off your first session. The coupon code is valid at all 3 locations. Again, that's www.drumbox.space.
I've been seeing him everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
he's just been blowing up. I mean, I haven't been to a show, but I kind of sense who he is, like his personality. I mean, I've heard stories too of just him being, I mean, he likes to drink, right? He likes to party.
Yeah.
You know, you can share what you want to share, but what's that show like? What's the audience like?
Gavin's a one of one, man. He really is one of the most unique people I've ever met. He's just a character. And, you know, he has this incredible magnetic personality that, you know, that star power thing, that it factor. When I first met him, I was just like, this guy is serious, you know? And a year and a half later, like it's the same thing. Like it's just him. It's just who he is. So that swag is just undeniable.
Natural
and
charisma.
Actual charisma. And I've been seeing it all year with these fans. Like, you know, there's like kids like crying and screaming in the front, and they make all these signs, and you know, we'll bring up like some kids on the stage to like sing, and you know, he'll just include fans in so many different ways. But the thing that really blew me away was last summer. It was one of the first shows I played with him. We were doing Rock the Country Festival with Kid Rock and Aldine last year. And we're playing this giant show, you know, like, I don't know, like 10, 15,000 people. And Gavin is like singing and grabbing people's phones and filming like snaps and like giving them back and signing autographs and like taking someone's Zin can and popping one in and throwing it back. And he doesn't miss. Like people throw stuff at, like someone will throw a drink at him and he'll just like catch it and like pour it out and throw it away and like while he's singing and doesn't miss a beat. And I'm like, oh, this guy is like not only very, very comfortable, but like very good at this.
Yeah,
you know?
What a pro, dude.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, and for being like relatively green and new to the whole thing, that's what's really cool is like I have so many more years of this under my belt, and like what you're doing like isn't normal.
Yeah.
And that was like very inspiring to me to be like, oh, like this is exciting.
I'm
is
sure
cool.
it
This
makes
is the real
you and
deal.
the other band, like as band members, you want to. He lifts everybody else up, right? You want to support. It's like I want to play for that guy.
Yeah,
Because this guy is fucking like he believes in himself. Right?
So I filled in, and I was just like, I told my parents, I was like, this guy is nuts, but these people love him so much. It's like, you know, he's becoming like this kind of like Elvis figure, like just the way people respond to him, and it's just been so cool to see. Our fans are so amazing. Like they sing so loud, they drown us out on every song. Deep cuts, doesn't matter.
Damn.
If it's a brand new song that he's teasing that isn't even out yet, they're like mouthing along the first chorus, kind of singing the second one, and then screaming the third chorus. They're like learning it on the fly. If we play anything unreleased, they're all recording the whole thing so they can learn the song.
That's nuts.
They're just so into him that like it's electric. I take my ears out sometimes. Just I keep the crowd mic super low in my mix. I just don't want anything like muddying up. But sometimes I'll just like crack that ear, just like they sing so loud.
Yeah,
and that's cool because that reminds me of like the emo punk days. You know, that's I grew up in South Florida, and one of the bands that was in our scene that was like a little bit older than us was Dashboard Confessional, and they had this thing where Chris would be sitting there in a room of 100 kids, but like. Everyone's like crying and singing, and it's just he's like barely even doing anything. He's just sitting there playing this. These kids are just carrying the whole thing, and I haven't seen anything like that since that.
Yeah.
So to me, there's something very like punk rock about Gavin's whole thing and the attitude, the ethos, the way we treat things, and like and our fans are just they eat it up. They love it.
It's funny that now you're getting that like from country, like you left that and now it's like it's still there.
It's like the same thing. Yeah, there's that there's a kind of like grassroots thing to it where I think like the fans take a lot of ownership.
Yeah, maybe
cool.
speaks to a bigger thing too of like, hey, maybe all these genres are a lot more similar than we think.
Totally, same
music,
stuff. Dude, I listen to some like bluegrass stuff. I'm like, this is a punk song.
Yes.
Trampled by Turtles or something. It kind of like blurs the lines a little bit. And it's like, it's just like
Travis Barker,
double time like punk thing. Yeah, it's the same stuff.
Here's what I want to know. You ready?
Yes.
Seeing how he does his thing, how has that affected how you do your thing? Because seeing somebody do like that, interact with the crowd in that way, like you said, catch a drink that's thrown at you, dumping out, like sign an autograph, doing that thing. Has that had an impact on how you approach doing the show?
Yeah, sometimes I don't know where he is. Sometimes I just lose him.
It's like a child in a shopping mall.
And we'll like vamp, and he's like out in the middle of the crowd or climbing like the scaffolding and stuff. Like it's part of like our security meeting. They're like, yo, he's like super athletic, and like he will climb on things. He will jump off of things. Like you can't.
Don't leave anything for him to climb on. He's going to climb on it.
He will climb on it. But yeah, so sometimes it's like we're just gonna vamp a section, and he's gonna go in the crowd. And sometimes we'll do like an a cappella chorus. He'll want us to like break it down, and we'll just like do a big down chorus where the crowd can sing, and then we'll jump back into it and finish the song out. So there is a lot of like on the fly arrangement stuff that we just have to kind of pay attention.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See what he's doing.
It's so fun. Yeah.
I think that's the way it has to be for it to be, at least for me. That's the way it would have to be for it to be enjoyable long term. Have that flexibility to feel out the moment and go, this would be cool and special for right now.
Yep. And we call a lot of audibles. The set list is a rough guide. Arrangements, a rough guide.
Yeah.
And there's a few things that are completely different every night, including our last song. Our final song, we play deep in. The crowd's been calling for it all night. We play it at the end. And we do this long intro where, like, sometimes Gavin introduces everyone in the band. Sometimes he really wants to feature everyone and they do a little solo or something. And then, you know, like, we'll throw it to the lead guitarist and I'll go into some, like, big double bass thing. We're going to rock out for the lead guitarist for a little bit and then break back down. And that's, like, something that happens maybe, you know, once every 6 or 7 shows. But it's like, we never know. We kill a bottle of Jack. So sometimes we break it down, the bass player will finish the Jack, and then when he's done, we'll come back into this like jam thing. So our whole end of the show is like totally open-ended. So, and it's like the grand finale too. So that's kind of cool. It's like every night it's a little bit different. And then sometimes Gavin will like feel the room and just call an audible and scrap a song or jump to something else, or sometimes not tell us what we're playing and then start introducing the song, and we're trying to get context clues from how he's like setting it up. And we have like a utility
Clues,
we have like a utility string guy who plays like steel and electric, who's on the opposite riser. So I'm like stage right and he stays left on the riser, and Gavin will be talking and we're looking at each other like, is it this one? Like, I'm talking, yeah, I think so. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, we're doing this. All right, quick. And then change the song and count in something else. But we're on no tracks. It's just click.
Okay, that was my next question.
So I'm just firing Ableton metronomes. So they're just cues.
Yep.
And I have a couple little one-shots. Here's a controversial one. We put cross stick on a sample.
We were just talking about this last episode about like cross stick versus the clap stack versus like an SPD, you know?
Yeah. So I have a digital, sample for all of my.
But I understand. I understand why you would put cross stick on a track that
especially
makes,
in country.
Yes,
That big Vinnie Kelly cracking,
yeah.
cross stick.
It's just not going to translate quite the same organically. I get it. Say what you will, everybody. But I get it. That makes sense.
I'm not down here, I'm over here. But other than that, other than those couple of things, we have a couple little intro tracks that play before we start playing, the beginning of the show and like the halftime song. But zero backing tracks. Everything is in the moment.
Yeah, super authentic.
Yeah.
That's fun. I mean, I feel like that's what separates some of these incredible live shows where it's not the same set every night. It's not the same show every night. Like every city's going to get their own unique experience.
We're very mindful of that. If we play 2 nights in a city, it doesn't matter if like it's a complete different crowd from night one. We're gonna switch it up. We did 2 nights at Pinnacle here a few months ago, and we did like a totally different set just because we felt like we had to. If there's anyone that comes both nights, we don't want them to see the same set.
That's the way.
Yeah,
that's the way.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It could be all new people. I don't care.
Yeah,
we're gonna play a different show. That's sick.
How does that affect your prep, if anything?
Prep?
I mean, it's the same songs, but like, you really got to be on of like, are you on like a heightened sense of the audibles getting thrown and, I wasn't expecting to do a drum solo right now, but he's calling me to do one, so.
He did that to me the first weekend. I filled in. He made me take my shirt off, chug jack, and play a drum solo.
Dude.
On the first weekend. Shit. And my parents were there. And my dad was like,
I got to meet this guy. This guy's awesome.
My dad was like, that was the test.
He
was like,
That's he was rookie hazing right there.
It was. He was like, he was seeing if you can hang. He was like, all right, let's do it. But yeah, there was that first weekend, we did one of those Rock the Countries. I think the biggest crowd that I'd ever played for at that point. And he just called a song that I was not prepared to play. I had charted, never actually played it.
Yep.
Didn't even have it. Like, I had charts, handwritten, with a picture of it in like a
Backstage.
photo album,
Yeah.
on my phone, and I'm looking for the click in the session that the drummer had made that I didn't even make.
Right.
And in one hand, I'm on my phone trying to find the chart, and on the other hand, I'm on the laptop trying to find the click. And Gavin turns around, sees me like scrambling, and he goes, "We just gonna free ball it, Dan." And we just started, and as we're like starting the song, I hit both, found them, and we just like played it down. And it was the biggest show I've ever played in my life, and played a song that I never played before, that I like wasn't prepared for even 1 second before it started. And we just did it, and it was fine.
So,
and like
so
it was
the click was going? You
yeah,
hit it? Okay,
yes.
yeah.
I got it like right at the last second. And we
shit.
just hit it. And from there, I mean, everything's been easy from that first
shit,
weekend.
yeah.
He
Wow.
just
Good
threw me
grief.
right into the fire. And I'm like, is this how it always goes? And even my last weekend subbing, he threw us like 4 new songs. And I'm like, can you wait till next week? Like when your drummer comes back? And it's like, he wants to play these songs tonight. So he wants us to be ready. So generally, we got it to the point now where I like to run things at sound check for like a day or two before we work it into the set. So now there's a little more of like, hey, we're going to add these pretty soon. Just everyone be ready.
Right.
And then if it's an easy tune, we'll just run it down in sound check. It's like, hey, we're playing it tonight. Great. We'll play it once at sound check. It's fine.
Yep.
And then we'll just play a song that we've only played once at sound check and, in front of the crowd. So we do that quite a bit. So now, we have 50 songs in the repertoire, and it changes, but every once in a while we'll pull out something old. So we just have to be responsible
on your
for
A game. That's kind of a fun challenge. I feel like that makes us all.
Yeah.
That makes you guys more professional, more ready.
And
Sure, it's stressful, but
they're
not
country
hard, right?
tunes,
Yeah, they're
man.
country.
They're all the same form. You learn the form, you learn the stops, you learn. What I look for is there's a couple quirks in every song.
Yeah.
The general thing is easy. So if I make a chart, the first thing I just want to know is like, do I have to start it or not? And almost all of our songs don't come all in off the top. It starts with like a guitar or something. So I get like a little count off, and then there's just, it's usually not like a really big intro. So I just want to know if I have to start at the top, because when I was filling in, I really didn't know all the songs. I couldn't keep them straight. I wasn't sure of all the names. I had my charts and stuff. And once we got into a song, I'm like, oh, it's this one.
Yeah.
But they were really running together for me. So all I had to do was like know who starts it, so then I could quickly remind myself of like, oh, it's this one. Okay, cool. All right, yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. I start singing it in my head, and I got it.
Yeah.
But it's just, let's just get into it and then see. So I just make a note of like where the stops are and the dynamics, but I don't play the record note for note. And at this point, all the songs have their own little like live versions that there's certain things that we started doing or things that I play that maybe the band caught on to, and now they're just ours. And the way I play those songs is my interpretation of it. And some of them I really don't know what's on the record. I don't really care, because it's a live show anyway. It's a concert too, so it's not about that.
How does it feel to have what is essentially then part of your identity being a major stamp in those songs?
It's cool. I've always been like an arrangement guy. I love set lists. I love like taking the crowd like on a journey and kind of telling a bigger story. I love arrangements. I love little cool endings or transitions, and I like a little bit of asymmetry. So it's like, oh, we'll hint at this. We'll do half of that the first time, but then later we'll do like the whole thing, give the whole thing a little setup. And I like stuff like that. So what that allows me to do is like, we write some cool endings, a couple cool transitions. There's some room to kind of be creative and some instrumental stuff that we do as a band that, some of the stuff came from my idea. So I was able to just, throw out some of that stuff to the guys. But the songs all feel like me now. You play a song, you play 100 shows, it's like, it's just a part of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I never feel like I have total freedom to do whatever. No one's ever told me what to play at all.
Okay, that was my next question.
Never.
Yeah.
And, I'd like to think at this point, like, I'm making mature enough choices that nothing should be like really poking out, and anything that I do that is a little bit of a risk is like ultimately cool. So, but no one's ever been like, "Why did you do that? Don't ever do that again." I've never gotten anything close to that.
That ghost note's got to go.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll like jam out a new song at soundcheck, and someone will, Gavin will want it like, oh, pick it up a little bit, or like, he'll give me some direction on as we're just doing this like writing on stage kind of thing with ideas. But as far as the show, nah, it's just it's whatever.
Yeah.
That's
sick.
Honestly, kind of a dream situation, man.
Yeah. Actually saying it all out loud. It's not too shabby. It's pretty great.
Well, you just list those things one after another. I'm like, okay, obviously, giant gig, getting to follow your dream, actually get to achieve some serious dreams. Getting to do exactly what you do as a player, as an artist, and having that be kind of uninterrupted by anybody else on the stage, and not just uninterrupted, but valued. That's sick. That's about as sick as it can get.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's really about the people that I'm doing it with. For me, like I said before, it's making music with my friends. I've never been good at being like the cold, like professional dude that like, hey, just play this gig, man. Like, it's it's just like, this is my job and it's whatever. It's like, no, this is like a spiritual thing for me. Like the people I'm playing with are family to me, and if there's weird personal stuff going on, like I'm really not into it. Like I've taken some gigs that were just very impersonal, and this is a family thing. Like we've been living together. We spend more than half the time, if we play even 3 shows, that's 4 nights on the bus, versus 3 at home. So I've spent so much time with these guys, and we just have such a great family. Like it's the easiest camp I've ever been a part of in my life. The most chill guys. There's like zero beef with anything. No one's out of control. Everyone is super laid back, professional, and a bunch of these like Georgia Southern guys that are just very they're just like kind, like gentle, cool people. Like, we watch college football, we go to the gym, we just hang out and do kind of bro-y stuff. But I've never been
do podcasts, typical.
I've been in punk bands where like members are getting in fist fights and we're losing money and we're stuck somewhere, and like I've been through all of the drama. So to be with these guys, where everything is on paper and in the public is like doing really well, but behind the scenes, it's great.
Dude, that must feel so good.
It's so great. And it's such a relief to just be with these guys that are like so easy to get along with. We're so chill. Everyone's so respectful on the bus. We all stay out of each other's way. And everyone's really good at regulating their own like social stuff. And, everyone's pretty solid. So it's been great.
How do you get the perfect Nashville kick drum tone? It starts with a lowboy Leather Daddy bass drum beater. This leather-faced beater occupies the sonic space between felt and wood beaters. It's punchy enough to cut through the mix on those 4-on-the-floor barn burners with the warmth you need for slow ballads. Okay, but who plays a Leather Daddy? Garrett Goodwin from Carrie Underwood's band uses one. Lee Bryce drummer Donnie Marple plays a pair. Walk down Broadway any night of the week and you're going to hear one. In Nashville, you can test drive a lowboy beater at Drumbox and grab one at Forks, Drum Supply, or Nelson's. Check out lowboybeaters.com to learn more.
I want to go back to what you said earlier about like things kept changing, even like from show to show, like things would be obsolete. And it seems like everything's moving very quickly for you guys. And
rocket ship.
How has that adaptability been for you? On the drums, off the drums.
My whole MO out here in Nashville, I came from all this punk rock stuff, and it was all DIY. It was all shitty. It was all grind, and we did it because we loved it. It was all we cared about. So I'm used to having like no monitor or a blown out wedge like blasting me, and just like, or the bass amp, like, big 810, like right next to my kit, just like vibrating everything, and all I can hear is bass. I'm used to it being so crappy that like anything nice that we get is such a luxury. It's such a like, I'm like, really? I can have a stereo mix? I never
I never
thought to do that. Like, yeah, let's try it. Sure. And like, you know, we have crew guys that are like, can we make this better for you? I'm like, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. No, it's cool. It's cool like this, man. And they're like, no. This is our job. Like, we want to make this easier for you.
I know just what you mean. Yeah.
So I don't care at all. I don't care what we're doing. I don't care what today's schedule is versus yesterday, how we have to adapt on the fly. Like, our PM will come in with something. Oh, hey, man, we got to do this day. Is that all right? And I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, this isn't, none of this stuff is enough to, like, I don't know. I'll never have that kind of, like, diva mentality of, like, I need it like this. And I have zero, like, I've never been able to, like, have a comfort zone.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Right.
So yeah, like now that we have full light production, we got a video wall. It used to be we load in, we throw down them risers, and I'm building on the riser like first thing, like 15 minutes after getting the venue. Now it's like a couple hours later, and I'm like, you guys need me yet? And it's like they're still working on this light rigging and everything, and so everyone's been adapting to like a new schedule, a new rhythm to the day, when stuff needs to get done. That's all been changing. That's been the thing that's like needed to change the most. Is like, oh, like okay, I need to be here like right when the lights in the video is at this stage, and then I can jump on and do this, and then I got to leave because they got to do these other things before I come back for sound check. So the schedule has changed a little bit, but we got this new crew, and the first weekend was a little rough, and I said that to our guy. We had a backline tech, and I was just like, dude, I'm like, honestly, like, give us 1 week, like, this is all new right now. Yep. And by like the fourth show, we're just
you guys are
dialed right back in. Yeah, we got a new system. It all works. You know, the pack changes all the time with different vehicles and things. So yeah, all that changes. But everyone is so good in our camp that it all gets ironed out pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, I've seen that. I'm curious what you guys think. I've seen that as a trend. I think for musicians that have started from humble beginnings, like we all have, for a lot of us have, right? To really appreciate when you eventually get to these bigger gigs and you have crew and camps and techs and all this kind of stuff. And I've got a little taste of that this year. I've been personally playing some bigger shows, and I've had the same mindset of like, I'm still me. I'm still like going to be super nice to every person at this venue. And whereas like, you know, now in this TikTok world where some of these young artists kind of like float above all of that, and like they're needing to find a band and go on tour, and they've never even played a show before. Yeah. And you know, and I'm not saying all TikTok artists are awful, but they don't necessarily have that appreciation. And I think that's where...
Yeah, if you start there,
you know,
might get a little spoiled, you know?
Yeah,
see where those guys are in 5 years.
That's all you need.
Yeah. It's like you don't
There's
know anything else.
There's something to be said from just starting from where we started from and kind of working your way up, you know?
Sure. And the weird thing is it's all the same.
Yeah.
You know, the food gets a little better.
Oh, so does. That's the best part is the food.
Like not having to drive 2 hours after the show and then check into a hotel yourself. And then
I did my first tour bus a few weeks ago, just for a one-off, and that was like, I was like, what?
What a culture shock.
Like, when does the driver go to bed? Oh, wait, she's just driving us.
Yeah.
And we get to just party and go to bed. Like, that's awesome.
And I still feel, even now, I still feel a little of that, like, do I need to grab this case of water from the green room? Like, just, you know, do we need this? Yeah. Like, you know, making sure that we're
gotta scavenge, man.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you're going to leave this bag of chips here?
Dude, that's calories. We're going to need that later.
We're going to need, what if we're stranded? Yeah. No, worst case, like, they will send the bus company will send another bus. And I'm like, there's people taking care of these things. All right, great. But yeah, it's like growing up poor, man. You never, you know, it builds some character that you never lose. You learn how to be frugal and be efficient and be grateful for what you have early on. And I don't know. I don't think any of that leaves you. It's just part of who you are, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's nice now that we get to do all these great things and play these big shows, but it's so exciting for me because it's been so long. I'm the oldest guy in the band.
Okay.
You know, I just turned 40 this year. Yeah. A lot of the guys are like 25, 26, and there's our bass player's like 38, so it's like us two, and then there's like a 10-year drop off to like the next guy. So for me, this is wild.
And Gavin's what, 20s?
Mid-20s, yeah, man, 26, 27, something around there. But yeah, he came right out of college, starting writing songs, and the thing just blew up, and I've told him that before. It's just like, dude, this doesn't happen. Do you know how many failed bands I've been in? Do you know how many close calls like I've had? Do you know how many songs we wrote that we thought was just the greatest thing ever that no one cares and no one ever listens to? And it's got, still got the less than 1,000 plays on Spotify or whatever, And just for him to connect to this thing, and the first song he ever put out is about to go platinum. Like that's
insane.
The first song ever. So it's a different thing, but we're all here together figuring it out, and we're all doing it. And I like to think that I got like a little bit of the OG stuff that I can contribute. Some of these guys just haven't done those kinds of gigs before, but it's cool to see these guys just we did a West Coast run at the beginning of the year, and these guys had never been out there.
Yeah.
Forget playing shows, just they'd never been to California, and all these Georgia boys out in San Diego walking along the beach, and they're like, "That's pretty cool."
It's pretty cool.
You guys like California, don't you?
That's
Dude,
awesome.
yeah, California
Innocence.
rips.
Have they turned to you as naturally just the older, wiser kind of
older? Yes.
older brother in a
Wiser,
sense? Yeah.
Probably not.
Sure.
No, our lead guitarist. He and I played together 8 years ago when I was living in Georgia.
Oh, no way.
So we go way back. I think he was he might have been a senior in high school when we started playing together. Yeah. So we go way back. Our front of house guy, Jay, is also Gavin's producer, produces all the stuff. He and I were in a band together a decade ago. So it's kind of like a family thing. We all have these weird connections. We're all kind of connected in these different ways. One of our guys went to UGA in Athens. Gavin's from Watkinsville, right outside of Athens. I used to live there. Brody and I played in another band together. So it's we all kind of been in each other's orbits for a long time. So it just kind of feels natural.
I'm like destiny. You guys are meant to be together.
It does. And Brody, man, this kid is such a great lead guitarist. And when I was playing with him several years ago and he was just a baby, he had just this sound. He just sounds so good. He's such a clean, great player. Just plays the perfect thing. And back then, he was just didn't even want to look up from his guitar. He was just this shy kid. And then the first time I went and saw Gavin play, when I met all those guys, I see Brody's down the thrust, ripping these rock star moves, flicking his pick in the crowd, all cool, and strutting down the catwalk. And I look at Jay and I'm like, what happened to Brody, man? He turned into a rock star. And he's like, oh, yeah, dude. So I saw something in him years ago, and I always told him, anytime we cross paths, I'm like, dude, move to Nashville. Yeah. You're good enough. There's room for you here. You got the thing. Go for it. You're a good enough musician that you should be giving it a fair shot. Mm-hmm. And he didn't have to move to Nashville. He's doing this thing. So what do I know?
That's crazy, yeah.
Well, speaking of, let's talk about how you got here.
Yeah,
let's talk about your timeline. So you're living in Florida as a little tyke.
I grew up in South Florida, but then my family moved over to the Gulf Coast in Sarasota, Siesta Key, and that was home base for my family for a long time. And I would live there, work for a little bit, and that's where I was doing all the bar band stuff. I was teaching at Guitar Center, guitar lessons, and coaching kid bands, the rock show thing that they do. I coached 17 bands of kids.
The School of Rock?
Through Guitar Center, but we had a little rock show program. So I was doing that for a long time, and then I went to Athens, Georgia with a buddy of mine from school that I grew up with. He was there working and talked me into moving there to be in a band. Yeah. And we won the local Artist of the Year award in 2017. And we were doing some cool stuff. We got to open for 311, which was one of my all-time favorite bands growing up.
Yeah.
And then
Chad Sexton.
My hero, dude. One of my biggest heroes. I was the biggest 311 nerd growing up. But we opened for them, and then they invited us to play on their cruise. So they throw their own cruise every couple years. I went on 2 as a fan, and then I played on the 6th one. Oh. So that was so surreal. We won a Battle of the Bands and got to play Bonnaroo by like winning a battle of bands, but we got to play this like little stage of Bonnaroo. And we did some cool stuff. So we were opening for national acts in town, like at the Georgia Theater. We opened for like Moon Taxi and 311, and we got on this Bonnaroo thing, and we did some like regional touring. And I had to go home. I was helping my family with some stuff, and I went back to Florida, and I was done. I was ready to, like, you know, opening for 311, like that's pretty cool. Like, not a lot of people can say it, you know. It felt like I didn't achieve everything I wanted to, but I was trying to make peace with it. And like that's all. That was a cool run. I got to write some music and play on some stuff, do some cool shows, and I was like totally done with it. Kicked the tire on some other career paths, and nothing was really sticking. And one of my friends who I was in a band with in 2012, we were in a pop punk band together. He was out in Idaho, and I was like, dude, let's move to Nashville. Like, he wanted to produce. I'm like, let's just do it together. We'll have, you know, roommates. And we had a third buddy who eventually bailed. So the third guy didn't come with us. But we have been in several bands together. We've worked on a ton of, we're still doing studio projects together, making music together, the three of us. So it's like we've been playing together for like 15 years almost. But it was 2020 in the spring that we were going to move. COVID happens. We were sitting there, we're waiting it out. We're checking in with each other. The third guy dropped out. And then it got to like fall. It was like August. And I'm like, dude, let's just go. You know, we were doing interviews for houses, like Zoom calls and stuff from home. And we didn't have a place. It was so hard to do remotely. So I just got impatient, and I'm like, I don't care if everything's locked down. Let's just do it. We'll figure it out. And we came up here and just like checked into a La Quinta for like 4 days, and we're like looking at houses, scrambling just every day, just trying to find a home. And then we get the place, we got the keys, and then I went home to like get all my stuff. I just drove up here from Florida, and Justin, my roommate, drove from Idaho with his little car with everything that he has. He had a couple guitars and an amp and like a suitcase of clothes. It's like literally all he had. So I left him in the house. We had no furniture. Jeez. We had no dishes or anything. And I left him for like 3 weeks.
In the middle of the pandemic.
Everything was closed. So the first 6 months here was really slow, man. You know, back then everything closed at like 10 p.m. There was plastic partitions between everything. And
it was a weird time. That's when I got here. I got here basically that summer, 2020.
Yeah.
Like June, basically, I settled down. Yeah.
So it was really slow going from there. And once the stores were opening up again, going out with masks and stuff, I remember that winter I started like going to all the drum shops a lot, and went to Nelson's and like met some drummers in town, and started like meeting some guys to like jam with. I love drummer hangs. I love nerding out on gear and just set up 2 kits. And it doesn't have to be a big like shed thing, but it's like, let's just jam. And, you know, if someone does something cool, say, hey, what was that, man? You know, just you might pick up something, you know? So 100%. If I met a new drummer in town, I'm like, you want to come over? You want to set up 2 kits? You want to do the thing?
That is literally us.
Yeah. Grab some lunch, go to the drum shop.
Podcast,
Hey, we'll jam. Yeah. We'll like grab some food. We'll pop into the drum shop. We'll like geek out on some gear. We'll go back home, play some more. And so I started doing that, and just like, you know, it's the cliche thing. I never asked for a gig. I just came here, and if someone invited me somewhere, I just went to like any show I could. Said yes to everything.
You were being present. You were in the scene.
Yeah. Just trying to get out there. Did some Broadway stuff. Got some like random last minute gigs from what was the app that everyone was on for like 2 months, where they were doing like these like live TED Talk things, and you could go in. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was like the biggest thing ever for like 5 seconds.
I'm
live TED Talks?
I'm blanking out on what it was called. Nobody uses it now because nobody needs it. Why can't Clubhouse?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I do still. It's sitting on my phone. It's undownloaded, though.
Yeah. So, like, my first gig in Nashville was I went to the Flamingo Wednesday Night Jam.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there in the corner with my mask on, and my roommate starts blowing up my phone, and he's like, dude, he goes, what are you doing? He goes, I met this guy. It's this dude in town, Sammy Arriaga. Do you guys know him?
Another name, actually, yeah.
Yeah, he's a country singer, but he's Cuban American, and he's been doing a lot of like Spanish versions of country classics, and that's been doing really well. But he's been in town a long time. He's played a lot of different gigs, a lot of people in town, and he met my roommate on Clubhouse, and they start talking, and he's like, "Do you know any drummers?" Anyway, he gives him my number, and I get this text, and he's like, "What are you doing tomorrow at 11 a.m.?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm playing with you. Like, we'll go an Old
Waking
Red,
up,
like downtown."
yeah.
And it's like 12:30 at night, you know, at Flamingo. So it was like first thing next morning, and I look at the phone number, and it's a 786 Miami number. So I'm like, "Bro, you from Miami?" And it was like, that was it.
Yeah,
so
that's the connection.
so I showed up. It was an acoustic thing, and instead of just playing cajon all day, when I was doing all those tiki bar gigs, I would do acoustic duos playing. I would sit on a cajon, but I'd mostly play djembe.
Oh yeah,
And
God bless you.
Oh, sick.
It's great. You got a big like kick snare. You got a good like back. It feels like I've rocked dance floors. You know, doing bar band stuff.
Nothing beats
like
that bass tone of the djembe when you hit it just right, you know?
Yeah, so way more pleasing than the cajon.
Oh, yeah.
So cajon like train beat stuff. There's certain grooves that like, okay, I want this like texture here, but I'd play the djembe 90% of the night. So I brought that to the gig.
Fuck. Cajon.
Fuck cajon, yeah, it's the worst. Dude. It's the worst.
We were looking at each other thinking the same thing, yeah.
Now it's like two cajones and one is the pedal, and you're like doing the shaker hi-hat and like some weird brush thing. You got like a broomstick and like doing all this.
We were just
it's so goofy now.
This might be a stretch. We were joking earlier. What's that comedian, Mish Heidelberg, right?
Hedberg.
Hedberg, yeah. We were talking about, you know, I don't know if you know him, but like the skit with like
rest in peace, man.
escalators.
Legend.
Yeah, the escalators.
Legend.
Escalators never break; they just become stairs.
Temporarily stairs.
Temporarily
Sorry
stairs,
for the
yeah.
convenience.
Yeah, I just was thinking back to that. Like cajones, like nobody wants like a cajon just because you don't have a kick drum. That's all it is. It's not. Nobody actually wants cajon.
Box temporarily drum.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Yeah, so Sammy being Cuban and from Miami and stuff, I show up with the djembe, and he's like, "Cool, man." He's like, "I like that," and and that was how it all started. But we did. I did a lot of Layla's gigs. I was playing with these down south jukin guys, the Bellamy brothers.
Oh, yeah.
They got some of the sons, the next generation Bellamy brothers are here in town, and I just kind of became their fill-in. And they threw me a ton of work. So that was like the main thing. And it was really cool for me because when I was growing up, Lynyrd Skynyrd always rubbed me the wrong way because of the merch. Yeah. And I would see these like racist ass dudes wearing these shirts with the Confederate flags and all that. And it wasn't for me. And I thought it was like just, Confederate music.
Yeah.
And then like I learned all these songs. This is really hip. There's some cool stuff. There's some funky stuff.
Oh, dude.
Really badass shit. So,
Working for MCA? Come on. That riff knocks my teeth out every time.
Dude, and there's some weird little like odd time things and really quirky stuff in the songs. So that was such a fun experience to be forced to learn all that music. So I kind of got away with like avoiding a lot of like the top 40 country stuff, like the big bars. I was always doing something a little like, left to center.
Yeah.
So it was cool. And all those gigs I was mostly filling in. So I never had the responsibility of like, you have to be here doing this every week. It was like, hey, are you free this week? Do you want these?
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's kind of a nice position to be in.
it's great. It's great. Go have fun, make some extra bread that you weren't counting on, play some music, and it's not your thing. So I think it is a little less expectation too. They're like, the filling guy, it's fine. Like we'll walk you through it. Well, there's a weird thing. I'll tell you, it's fine.
Exactly.
So a lot of that kind of stuff.
Oh, you're new. Okay, yeah.
So the pressure was very low, and those guys were great. It was super fun. So that's all I've really done. And since I started touring, I just haven't been back.
Yeah.
No one's asked me. I didn't have anything regular for myself. So in between tours, I started bartending a little bit, but I just love being on the road, man. If I could be on the road all year, I would.
What do you love about Nashville? Why Nashville?
It's Music City.
Yes, sir. that's going to be the trailer right there.
Yeah, man.
It's fucking cheese ball over here.
I wish Music City was anywhere but in the middle of Tennessee. I grew up on the beach, despite my complexion. I'm from a tropical climate and scuba diver, saltwater fisherman, like boat guy. I was all like salt life stuff. So like being landlocked in the middle of the country, some things going on around here that isn't really like my kind of people, but. Yeah. The thing that I love about Nashville is that this is truly a playground for us.
Yeah.
Playground, yeah.
And just like, it's really made for us. This is everywhere you go, there's people doing stuff that are connected, and you realize how small of a community it really is, and anyone can find some common people that they know. If we've never met, I'm sure we have 10 mutual friends, and we've just never been in the same room. It's like a lot of things like that, and it's really great to be in a community that it feels like this is where you're supposed to be. This is where it's happening. So yeah, Middle Tennessee aside, I do love it here. I like the community. I love East Nashville. When I first moved here, it was 5 years ago, right in the pandemic. I didn't really know anyone, and I fired up the dating apps, and I went on a date. It was my first date in Nashville. And
what app did you get that date through?
It was probably Bumble back then. So I went on this one date, this girl. So she was on her way out of town. She wanted to get out. She was so over Nashville. She was like super jaded about it. And she just like looks across the table for me, and she's like sizing me up. And I'm like fresh fish, like just got here. And she just looks me up and down and she goes, "How old are you?" I'm like, 35, whatever. She's like, "You a drummer?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Let me guess." She goes, "You're a pop punk musician who moved to East Nashville to try to make it in country because you're getting older." And like, yeah. Ooh. And I go, "Oh, is that a thing?" She's like, "Oh yeah, it's a thing." And it made me so happy. I'm like, I'm in the right place. Yes, these are my people. This is my scene. Oh, thank you. I'm a walking cliche here. Yeah. That's great. Thank you so much.
So you're telling me I'm gonna fit in? Incredible.
Yeah. She's like, "Oh yeah, you're fine, dude. Like, this is your spot." Never saw her again. She called me out so hard, and it was like no part of me was mad about it.
She wasn't wrong about it.
That is the greatest thing I ever heard. Yep. East Nashville, elder emo. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So that was the sign. That was the moment where I'm like, I'm in the right place. I'm doing the right thing. Trust the process.
Yeah, man.
You've heard of Drum Supply, but you gotta see their shop. It's a drum shop experience like no other. They're packed with all the gear a working drummer needs, and so many parts, noise toys, and accessories. It's a toy store. Curated cymbals, kits, and snares. The hands-on percussion room is nuts, and their custom shop work is fast and affordable. Andy and the guys know their stuff, and they're ready to help. And the big news? They've just moved to an awesome new location near the corner of East Trinity Lane and Dickerson Pike. Still in East Nashville, just a couple miles from their old spot, the all-new Drum Supply is twice as big, featuring a dedicated cymbal room, a lesson space, and even more drum gear than ever. Go see the new Drum Supply shop for yourself. Now open 11 to 5 at 2211 Dickerson Pike and online at drumsupply.com.
I appreciate that you started that with the negatives first and then ended with the positives.
Trying to walk it back a little bit. Yeah. No, it's been cool, man. I'm a big foodie, so it's become a pretty solid food town.
Yeah, it has.
And there's some new stuff popping up that I really dig, and it just keeps getting better and better. So that makes it fun for me. So like when I come home, that's all I really want to do is eat delicious food.
What new stuff are you pumped about food-wise here?
I'm not sure exactly. Then Alebrije, the like Mexican spot.
I never heard of that one.
It's do you know on Gallatin off like Eastland, there was the Otaku. They had like the little like kitchen, the little pickup window upstairs, that little second floor shopping center. It's up in there.
Oh, okay.
And it's like
Oh, I think I've seen that. Yeah.
Really small scale, like done really well, very tasty food. And it's like they have it's almost like a sushi bar, like an open kitchen thing. They got a grill right there, like a Waffle House. And I sit at the bar and just me and my Christian Del Zappo, past alum. Yeah. Christian's one of my good buddies. And we do these little foodie adventures. So we'll have like a little like lunch date where it's like, let's try something. And we went there and I'm like, should we do like the chef order? Like, let's just get like everything and just see what's good. And he's like, yeah, of course. So we ordered the whole menu and it was delicious. It was so good.
Yeah.
So that's been my top spot now. I've been trying to make it back there. My pops was in town a few weeks ago and they were closed the day he was in town. That was the place I wanted to take him. I told him all about it, showed him like the website, and they were closed when he was in town. So we didn't get to go. But yeah, that's been number one lately.
Yeah, dig it.
Yeah, still trying to like lock down the best pho in town, but we got a few.
Best pho in town. Well, it would be the pho that my wife makes, but after that, I don't know. It's hard.
Vienne is solid.
Vienne is usually our go-to.
Yeah, that Kinjang or whatever it's called across the street. That place is solid.
Yep.
And then right up from there, they're all three of them are like within a half mile of each other. But right by Costco, there's another spot. Like if you go down that road that Costco's on, there's like a U-Haul storage place there. There's a little strip mall on the side, and I don't remember the name of the place, but I was going to that Publix one day just to get some food to cook dinner. Yeah. Wasn't even really hungry yet, and I drove by it, and I went in and got a bowl just because I had to know.
Yeah.
And I'm asking like the waitress, I'm like, how long you guys been open? Like asking, family owned place, like super cool. But like I just filled up on that night because I needed to see if it compared to the other two. But wife makes pho. Huh?
Yeah,
Awesome.
my wife is Hmong, and so pho is a staple.
Yeah.
And we're from California. She's from Fresno, so there's great pho everywhere there. Yeah. So being here and having to kind of search it out and find it has been a little bit of a challenge. But we do really like and appreciate Vienne, and we found a few other places that we really dig. Still, the best pho that I've experienced here is the pho that she makes.
Very diplomatic answer. Yes.
It's
a good husband right there. Yeah. I have a weird experience with pho. When I was doing the rock stuff, I toured with a band. I was playing with a band called Inner Words, but we were out with a band called Capstan. They're like very eclectic metalcore band, and it gets proggy, it gets weird, gets very pop punk, straight down the middle.
What was the name of the band?
Capstan.
That's you're tripping Nate's trigger there.
Dude, you're saying a bunch of keywords that light little light bulbs in my brain.
Okay.
After pho, then it was
these guys are the most like underrated, brilliant band in that genre. Underrated. They're on Fearless. They're doing great things. I'm proud of those guys. But their new record that came out last year, Mosaic, 18 songs. There's these themes, these motifs that go throughout the record. So there's like these little interlude tracks throughout, and the melodies like slightly change, but it's still the same thing, but they'll like change the chord progression. So the melody like slightly changes to fit this new vibe, but it's this like theme that's like repeating. There's references from other songs in like throughout the record. There's all these Easter eggs. Then the album ends with a 10-minute track that like ties it all together.
Oh, dude.
It's so insane. So they came out, these are good buddies of mine, and when they I was down in Orlando playing a show like before the album came out, and they all came out, and backstage they're like individually telling me how stoked they are about spending all this time on this record, and this is like their big album, and they were all so excited about it. So I couldn't wait to hear it. They decided in the same week to drop this like really, I forgot which is first, but they dropped like a really happy pop punk love song. And then like 3 days later, they said, screw it, we're going to put out a second song this week. And it was like the gnarliest like metal song on the record. And I'm listening to it on repeat. And then I realize that it's this triplet riff.
Yeah.
At the end of the song, they do like the slow down breakdown.
Yeah.
They just take the intro riff and modulate it to like 16th notes from triplets. Because I had the song on repeat. And when it started over, I'm like, oh, it's exactly the same. It's just the drums changed.
Yeah.
It didn't slow down. It's just, it's just modulated. And I called the drummer like
didn't
right
hear
then.
this,
I'm
yeah.
like, bro, the end, like that is so sick. He's like, oh yeah, man. He's like,
Genius,
there's some cool stuff on the record. He's like, you'll dig it. So anyway, I went on tour with them, and their whole thing is pho. And they go around the country on tour and they try to get pho as many times as they can.
Let's go.
So I had to move some stuff with my dad. We had to get a truck. I got the biggest rental truck you can get without a CDL, like the 26-foot rider truck. We got one of those. I had to drive it 13 hours to North Carolina. And I'm wearing a Capstan shirt and telling my dad about this band. I'm just gushing, just like this. I'm telling my dad, just about my friend's record. I'm like, yo, they just did all this stuff, and check out this song. And I'm playing it for him. He's like, oh yeah, it's cool. And one of the guys texted me on that drive, and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm driving a truck to North Carolina. They're like, all right, we'll call you in a couple days. Never mind, do your thing. So I go to my parents' house, and I'd always wanted to make pho myself. I have a small house. I didn't really have I didn't have a big stock pot or anything. Yeah. And I told my mom, she's like, what do you want for dinner? I'm like, I want to make pho. So when we get back from this trip, she's like, give me a shopping list. She's like, I'll help you out. I'll assist you. She's like, I have no idea what we're doing. So it's just, she went out and bought some stuff. And we when I got home, we went to the Asian market and got, the more specific ingredients. But we were making this pho broth together with my family. And the phone rings. And it's the Capstan guys. And they asked me to play with them on tour.
That's like chills.
And I'm like,
it's crazy.
I'm literally making pho right now that I only even know about because of you guys. Yeah. And I'm wearing their shirt, and I'm playing the music for my parents, just showing off my friends. And then they call me and ask me to do it. And it was the scariest call ever, because I don't play that's gnarly syncopated double bass breakdowns. I'd been doing all this different kind of music, and it was 3 months out, and I get off the phone. I'm like, I'll call you back. They gave me the info, and I'm telling my dad all about it. And I said, I don't know if I can play this stuff.
Yeah.
He goes, well, when is it? I said, it's 3 months out. He goes, can you do it in 3 months? It's like, I will have to practice every day for 3 months to even have a chance. And my biggest fear is that I get there and it's it's okay, I can hack through it, but they're bummed out.
Yeah.
It was a lot of pressure. I was very, very hesitant. Of course I wanted to do it, but I was scared of just I was questioning my own ability just to, I'm not Scott. Scott's an incredible drummer, very different approach than me.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, because I'm just introducing you to a new favorite band.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Scott plays all tradition.
Oh, come on now.
It's crazy. He's got some of the sickest feet, and he plays traditional all the time, 100%.
Is he a big Donati guy or something?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think it's more of first teacher insisted on it or something.
Yeah.
He just got good at it and just went too far down that and never thought about changing.
Yeah.
And now he's kind of riding for it.
Yeah. At that point, when you're that far down,
it's like a bit, you know. Yeah. So
especially if you can play loud with traditional grip.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
the hardest thing.
That's $1 million right there.
Smacking rim shots without hurting your thumb or whatever. That was the thing.
Our
for
boy
me.
Tyler Bronson Smith is crushing it.
Yeah, that's
doing
true.
that. So
he does.
Shout out.
Dude,
so did you say yes
a
to the
lost
gig?
art. I did. I said yes.
Okay, good. I was hoping so.
Went out with the guys. Then it became a game of how many shows would it take to be having fun and be totally comfortable. Because it's a totally different, grooving on a country gig is pocket, it's feel, it's making it feel nice for the band, setting up the changes. This is these are very, very specific parts. And the part of your brain that's processing that is completely different.
Right. Yeah.
So it was the third show. It was night 3 that I had some friends in the crowd and I loosened up and we played 26 shows together, and it was the most fun I've ever had. Out with some guys that couldn't be cooler, and we had pho 10 times on that tour, all over the country. I logged 10 cities, all over the country, and it was the hardest music that I ever had to play, for sure.
And did you have a favorite city's pho?
there's so many variables. The best meat, the highest quality was in Berkeley, California. There was this little spot, and it was like filet mignon on it, like just very high quality. Just all the ingredients were like super fresh.
Yeah.
Big surprise, there's a little spot in Tulsa, Oklahoma that was absolutely delicious and like low key, like just it surprised us.
Yeah.
And then I come to find out, I guess there's like a pretty significant Vietnamese community in Tulsa, who never would have guessed that. But we just stumbled on this place that was walking distance from the Airbnb that we were at, and it was really good.
Okay. Dude, Tulsa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Surprising. All right.
Surprising.
I didn't really. I love those little random pockets of like, well, yeah, we have, like, whenever I say my wife is Hmong, usually people are like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But if someone tells me they're from like Minneapolis, I'll say that and they're like, oh, I know what that is, because there's a giant community of them there, or in Fresno, same thing. And that's where you find all the dankest food.
The good.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then growing up in Miami, there's so many different ethnicities. It's a total cultural melting pot that I grew up eating all different kinds of food. And the real authentic little hole-in-the-wall places have, like, the most delicious food. Yeah. And it's no frills, like, old, like, stained, like, drop ceiling and stuff. Like, no decor whatsoever.
Yeah,
but
this looks like this looks like a gas station.
Yeah.
But this food is going to knock your head off.
Well, that's like Inter-Asian Market.
Yeah.
The sandwiches that come out of the back of that place, the roast chicken one with whatever that sauce that they cook that in, it's like one of the most delicious things in town, and you don't even know it exists. You have to go into it's like a little convenience store, and then they order it at the counter, and they like call it back to grandma in the back of the store making them, and it comes out in 2 minutes, and like it's one of the best bites in town.
Yeah, dude,
crazy.
I was in I was on Waikiki. I was in Honolulu. And my friends had lived there for years, and they told me that I needed to go to this place called Gina's Korean Barbecue. Like, it's one of the best spots you can go to on the whole island. All right, cool. Found it. It looks like it is a hole in the wall. It does not look like anything special at all. So I'm going, is this really it? Like, just trust me, go inside.
And they pass like the health code. Like, what's the grade?
Yeah.
He's
I don't
like,
want to know.
Yeah.
He's like, if you put Gina's special in a box on top of your head, your tongue is going to beat your brain to death to get to it. So just trust me and get there. And so I'm like, I went and it's just this one single lady back there. It's like, assumably, I'm guessing she's Korean. And she's like, what do you want? I'll have the Gina's special for one. Okay. You want me cut? What? You want me cut? Oh, do I want the meat cut? Yeah. Okay. Cuts it with scissors. Okay. Ready for you in 5 minutes. I'm like, all right, let's see how this goes. 100%. I'm like, this is, to this day, probably the best Korean food I've ever had. So
yeah, that's fire.
Yeah.
I love that. And then you never forget those places.
No,
it's great.
Never.
Yeah.
Never
special.
will.
And that's kind of my favorite part of touring. It's really cool to get out and do some foodie stuff. So I try to go off campus a little bit.
Yeah, especially off days when you can.
Yeah, it's nice. There's a raw bar in Toronto that weirdly enough, like my dad used to work up there quite a bit, and when I was a teenager, he would take me up there. This place Rodney's, it's like the best oysters. Get them from all over, like really, really high end raw bar. And we just played the Rogers Center, the Blue Jays park with Morgan. Yeah. And I look it up on the map, and it's walking distance, like a half mile.
Let's go.
So day one after sound check, I'm like, I'm going to Rodney's. Monitor tech wanted to go with me. I'm like, all right, let's go. I go in there, sit down. The guy's like, oh, he's you been in here before? I said, yeah. He goes, he's like, oh, when was the last time you were here? I said, 25 years ago. And he goes, oh my God. Well, welcome back.
Welcome back.
He's like, some things have changed. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, wasn't it a lot smaller? Was it a different location? He's like, no, they knocked out this wall and expanded, and but it was phenomenal. It was so good. I just ate a few dozen oysters. Like, right before the show. It was awesome. It's like one of those places. Like, I know that there's this place in Toronto that has awesome oysters, and if I'm in Toronto, how far is that place? You know, so you get those little spots around the country when
it's like Spidey sense. Of
yeah,
where you are,
when you tour a lot, like it's either places that you've been before that you want to go back to. There's a pho spot in Austin. I've been like 3 times. Every time I'm in Austin, I go there just for whatever reason. That's just like my favorite spot in Austin.
Do you remember what it's called?
Sip.
Sip. Okay.
Yeah, Sip Pho. But yeah, like it's either that or there's a spot that you heard about and you didn't get to do. So I got like a list, you know, and if I'm in town, I see what's around, and if I could check something off or go back to a place that I liked before, it kind of helps. I feel like you feel connected on the road. You kind of feel at home everywhere.
You guys seen there's like some like shared, there's like a master map out there of like someone put together like kind of what you're talking about, like on Google Maps. He like she marked all like these pretty well-known spots of where locals would go.
Yeah.
Like across the country.
That's cool. And there's that Food on Tour page. You ever see that?
Yeah, maybe it's related to that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some guys that do that, and they'll like, you know, if you're on the road and you just eat some weird dish, you could like take a picture and tag them in it, and they'll like share it. Just Food on Tour. This band is
why the fuck
eating
not?
poutine in Canada or whatever, you know. Yeah.
We just interviewed Kirby Bland, drummer here, and just thinking of him because his favorite thing was like he plays drums to travel. Is kind of what he was saying.
You can build a lifestyle out of it. Like you can. There's a band called Tiny Moving Parts.
Yeah.
Like Midwest emo guys. I toured with them, and
wait, did you play with them?
No, supporting them.
Okay.
And we realized that these guys, they're 2 brothers, and one of them is a cousin. They're all family. They're all related, and their whole like career is just lifestyle touring. They play all over the world. They've like played China multiple times. Like they go to Asia a lot, South America. They've been literally everywhere, and they love to play golf. So, you know, we did this US run, and they'd come out of sound check and then like come out in polos and pleated shorts and stuff, and they would go off and play a round of golf and then come back to the show. They were headlining, so they had all the time. That's awesome. And so it's like, yeah, they're either out playing golf or they're booking these tours all over the world so they can travel and be together and have all these crazy experiences. So like their tour posts are the coolest because they're out in the Philippines doing some, you know, weird like Mario Kart go-kart thing, and you know, just random stuff. But you know, this is a family band that built this business around like as a vehicle for going all over the world. So I think that's really cool. Yeah.
I mean, we're in such interesting career paths, right? Where it's like the gig is actually the minority of the time spent. It's more so like the hang, as we always say, and being on the road with people, being with your family. Like that's where you spend your time, you know? So
the interesting thing now is, do you go on vacation? Do you want to get off the road and then you're saving up to go? You're gonna get on a plane. You're gonna get on a, you know, you're gonna do all this. You're gonna pack up the old the tour bag again. You know, I've been living out of a carry-on for the last 5 years.
I know, it's funny you say that. I just came back from the beach, just visiting my. I don't have family there, but they're from New York, and we kind of met in the middle in Maryland. And it was my first trip all year that wasn't for a gig, and it felt really weird.
Yeah.
Like I was like, wait, am I forgetting my ears, my sticks, like something?
Yeah, where's your creds?
Like literally, like no tracks rig, no cymbals. That was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Just going to the beach every day. Like that's all we had to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, you know, having a break I think is important. But
well, what's your answer?
Yeah.
Would you go?
Well, I haven't been because, you know, that is my vacation. Tour is my vacation. I'm always going somewhere interesting and you know, trying to do something enriching. Sometimes you can't, you know, you're at the venue all day and then get back on the bus, wake up at another venue. But we have done a bunch of stuff on the road, and I have gotten to see so many things. And I think the coolest thing about being really well traveled is just having an opinion. You know, it's just, you know, what do you think of Seattle? Well, I've been there 5 times in the last few years, you know, so each of those. What?
That's what a hell of a quote. Coolest thing about traveling is having an opinion.
Yeah, like firsthand knowledge. Yeah, firsthand knowledge.
Especially,
I've always been, I don't like secondhand information. I don't like someone to tell me what something is like. I just want to see it. I want to do it. I want to experience it. So to me, music, culture, food, you know, I mean, culture, what is culture? Music and food is 90% of it, right? Yeah. But like, going places, seeing the thing, trying everything. There's nothing that I won't try. So my life has always been about just doing everything that the world has to offer. I want to try it all. So traveling, and that's what I mean by having an opinion, is like, I know what that city's like. I know what those fans are like. I know what, there's this little cool spot around the corner. Like, just having that and that familiarity is really, it's very unique, because there's a lot of people that don't have that. And when you go from not doing that, and, I did a ton of touring, but it was like regional stuff. It was just, going to the next couple towns or whatever. It's nothing crazy, but getting to go all over the world, and especially international. I mean, playing in Tokyo is such a different experience. The fans are so different. Everything is so you can't read anything, Just get off the plane, it's like, I can't understand a word. I can't read anything.
You're in a different world.
And you're thrown into it. And it's such a beautiful experience. And you come home, it's like, I thought I had an idea of what Tokyo was about, but you don't really know until you're there, So that's the thing that's the juice for me.
Yeah.
What's going on, drummers? If you're looking to learn how to record drums from home, or how to run backing tracks during a live show, because you know it's going to give you more opportunity in the music scene, we made Groove MPL just for you. So Groove MPL is a website where you can find a library of classes that are taught by the best of the best. So we've had Tim Buell, we've had Kip Allen, who you can hear on songs by Keith Urban, we've had Daniel Sauls, who plays for Lauren Daigle, and all sorts of other fantastic musicians. So my name is Taylor Friest, and when I moved here to Nashville, I saw the people that were becoming successful as drummers here, and they were the ones that really understood these other topics aside from just how to play drums, which is great, but as you try to grow in the scene, you realize you have to learn so much more to get these other opportunities. So if you're looking to dive into these topics and get some more opportunities in the drumming scene, you can sign up at groovempl.com with the code NDP, all capital, for Nashville Drummers Podcast, and get 50% off your first month. I look forward to meeting you all.
When was that Tokyo show?
Dude, 2024 was really the best year of my life in so many ways. So many things went right for me last year. It's just kind of mind-blowing. Yeah. Started the year with In Her Own Words, the punk band that I'd been touring with the previous couple years. They had been to Japan 5 times. Their whole career, they've been going there. There's a guy in Japan named Mizuki. He has a record store and a label called Ice Grills, and he brings American punk bands to Japan. It's what he's been doing forever. And when In Her Own Words was a very young band, before they were even really doing anything, they did an Ice Grills tour and just got in good with Mizuki, and every couple of years they just went back. Mm-hmm. So the whole time I'm with them, I'm like, so Japan, right? Yeah, it's Japan. He's like, oh, we haven't been since before COVID. I'm like, you guys are due, right? You guys are due. So they had all been before multiple times, and it's all I've ever wanted in my whole life. That's always been number one dream destination. I've always been super into Japanese food, Japanese culture, and it was always my number one spot. I never thought I could play music there.
Right.
That was like a pipe dream. It was like, I'd be happy to just go. So finally, I made a promise to myself that I would just go on my own before my 40th birthday. Or for my 40th. I'm like, I'm just going to go.
Yeah.
And the year before, we did Japan tour.
Yeah.
And it happened. So last Japanuary, we did our Japan tour. We were calling it Japanuary for like months leading up to it.
It was just you calling it that.
It was me. It was me. Bad puns. Yeah, it's this guy. Yeah. But so we start last January, we go to Japan, play an Ice Grills tour. Last summer, I played with Capstan. We're supporting a band called Belmont, super shreddy punk band. Very, very technically gifted musicians. Unbelievable. Capstan's lead guitarist was playing bass with Belmont. On that tour, Capstan announces they're going out with Crown the Empire that summer. On that tour, the Belmont goes, we got an Ice Grills tour. I'm like, dude, I was just there in Japanuary with Mizuki. I'm like, Mizuki's the best. All the Japanese bands, these clubs, I'm telling them all about it. I'm like, you guys are going to have the time of your lives.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Joe can't do both.
Right.
So I'm like, if you guys need anyone, I'm down to play bass.
Yep.
And they're like, all right, yeah, thanks, man, cool, yeah, we'll let you know. We got some other guys in mind, we'll see. We get off that tour, they call me.
Let's go.
We need you to play bass.
Yep.
So 7 months later, I went back playing bass with a different band, but with the same promoter and a lot of the same Japanese support bands.
Yep.
And, when I was over there, it was kind of bittersweet because you meet all these people. I had such a great time. And I was thinking, I probably will never see any of these people ever again.
Right. Yeah.
More than likely, most of them, Maybe I try to keep in touch with Mizuki and go there on vacation, in 10 years and look up Mizuki and, have a coffee with him or something. But, it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, that's how you...
So, they brought me back, and it was so funny. We load into these venues, and some of the other bands, they'll be, introducing themselves to the Belmont guys and shaking it, and then they're like, what are you doing here? What's up? Hugs. And it was, they couldn't believe it. They're like, you play bass? They didn't even know. So I went back and did it with Belmont.
Acted like, no, I'm a different guy. You guys are totally racist. You think that all white people
Wait, you think we all look the same?
Okay.
Well, I did have a long beard the first time, and it was shaved last summer, so they were some of them had to double take a little bit, but it was just the craziest. I don't know how that came together to do it again, but playing bass with Belmont was really cool. Those guys are amazing, and the music is so shreddy. Very syncopated, tons of little breakdown things, very specific. Yeah. Brian is one of the nastiest drummers out there. You guys should check him out.
Yeah.
He's absolutely incredible. Best drummer I've ever played with by far. So I flew up to Chicago to do rehearsals with them, and they've had, I think I was the 8th bass player to play with Belmont. Yeah. And I was just asking them, kind of talking about the rehearsal and how it was going. And they were like, no one's nailed the rhythms this fast. All the breakdowns, all the parts. And it's just the drummer thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, this is the easiest part. It's just chugs.
I got that on lock, man.
It's Ted Reed, dude. It's the syncopation book. I got this. So Brian and I locked in really, really hard.
Yeah,
and it was the tightest band that I'd ever played with, just metronomically perfect, very shreddy, and it was so fulfilling to be on the other side and having a drummer that good to play with and lock in with. And we were tight, man. It was cool. So
I got to play 9 shows
watch
with them.
some of this stuff. Yeah. This sounds awesome. This is going on my list right now.
They make it's very, very technical punk music, but they have a lot of electronic beats, and there will be like a rap beat, like a full-on trap beat behind them, while they're playing. And they're doing gnarly guitar riffs with harmonics and squeals and all kinds of crazy stuff over like a hip-hop beat, basically, with 808s.
That's sick.
So to bring it all full circle, all of the electronic stuff on that Capstan record is Brian from Belmont. He produced all that stuff.
Oh, wow.
So that drummer is actually an unreal guitar player, writes a lot of the stuff on guitar, as well as Jason, the guitarist, obviously, but writes a lot of the guitar, can rip guitar as good as Jason, is the nastiest drummer out there, and produces trap beats that are, top tier. So that dude is just such a powerhouse. And just being on tour with him on these 3 different tours last year, I was just nerding out with him so much. Every day I was just asking him stupid questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then while that was going on was when I was filling in with Gavin. So went out on the bus, do a weekend with Gavin, came home, flew up to Chicago for Belmont rehearsal, punk bass, back, did another weekend with Gavin, and then went out with them. I was just going back and forth last summer. So to play punk bass, play metalcore drums, and do a big country thing, and go to Japan twice, it was just just
it's been a crazy 2 years for you. I didn't realize how quickly
absolutely insane.
And
it's weird now that it's just been one gig and playing the same songs every night all year long, and I'm so locked into this gig. But it was only a year ago that I was running around doing 10 different things at once.
Yeah.
So it's been a couple years. It's been a run, man. I've seen some shit, but that's all I've ever wanted. This is making 10-year-old me proud.
Dude, I love hearing that.
All the things, do all the bucket list things. Then it becomes, what's next?
What is next?
What do you do?
Yeah.
It's very hard to get A-list kind of work when you've never done a live TV show, when you've never played a stadium, when you've never done those big gigs. It's really hard to just give someone that opportunity that's never done it before.
Yeah.
So I think everything I had done in the past prepared me for what I'm doing now. And what I'm doing now is growing to a point where like, okay, now I know what goes into a stadium show. And I learned things. There are things that like, oh, okay. Like, so, you know, there's things that are done differently. Just the way the production runs and the size of the production, how many people are working, the way, you know, the stage manager's running the show. And there's so many more things to stay out of the way of, you know. And until you've done it for the first time, you don't really understand. Going back to the firsthand information thing, it's like, if you don't have that experience, you just don't have that experience. You can read about it on Reddit or whatever all you want. Like, until you've done it, you haven't done it. So now that I've been able to check some of these boxes, now it's about like, you know, the challenge. What's the next thing? What's the next thing to make you nervous? You know, like, I don't know.
So you want to be nervous?
I do.
Like, you want that challenge?
I do want to be nervous.
You want to keep pushing yourself?
I'm the most comfortable when things get shook up because I think it forces you to be present. It forces you to lock in a way. When things go wrong, when something fails, when an intro gets fucked up and we're train wrecking, then it's like, what are you going to do right now in this moment? And you don't have time to think about anything, and you just respond. Yeah. And if you've built up like, you know, good habits and good instincts, like you're fine in those moments. It's never that bad. But the way it forces you to lock in, I like that. I love that our shows are all different because you can't get complacent. Mm-hmm. You can't just, it's not like, oh, we're just going to play the same set list. Like, I could call the next song, but then Kevin might turn around and go, no, we're doing this, you know? And it's like, all right, lock back in. So there's never any just going through the motions when you have that. So I like the novelty. I like getting thrown into different gigs. I love filling in because you got to learn really fast. You get new music to play. And there's something as a drummer, especially a fill-in drummer, that moment when like you see the bass player and guitarist like look at each other and be like, or like just when they're relaxed, just that moment where they're like, are we good? And everyone's a little stiff because they're like their whole comfort thing is thrown off. They got this new guy and they don't know what to expect. But that moment, like that in the middle of that second song, when they look and they're like, guys got it. Right.
Dude, yeah.
And then you see everyone kind of
100%
relax a little bit, and then we can start having fun. It's like, all right, I see you guys. Y'all thought I sucked. I'm like, no, we're good. I got you. We're right here. You know? Dude, so I love that feeling of reassuring the people that hired me that, like, you know, just when everyone is super comfortable, but you only get the juice by doing those new things, you know? So the new challenge is always, you know, something that I want because I don't like that going through the motions and doing the same thing all the time. I love the challenge. I mean, otherwise, like, what are we doing?
Yeah, man.
I agree.
What are we doing?
Hey, drummers, are you worried about losing your hearing? Did you know noise exposure can cause permanent hearing loss? Dr. Jason Baker with Music City Audiology provides mobile concierge services to musicians in Nashville and surrounding areas. That's right. He is 100% mobile and will come to you. If you need ear impressions, custom in-ear products, ear cleaning, hearing tests, or information about protecting your ears, he's your guy. Music City Audiology cares about drummers and wants to help you maintain your most valuable tools, your ears. Visit musiccityaudiology.com to book your consult today. That's musiccityaudiology.com.
You know, you play the same stuff you get in a rut playing-wise. I'm doing the same warm-ups all the time. I'm playing these same licks. I'm doing these same stupid fills. And then you need to force yourself out of it, right?
Yes.
So learning something new, getting inspired by something new opens up a whole new world to you. Like those drummer jams, someone shows me a lick and now it just like, I got 10 other ideas branching off of that one. And I have this whole new concept to play with. All that stuff is great. And for me, it's the same thing getting thrown into a last-minute gig. It's like, how do I be this guy for you tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah. And I love that. I don't want to be hired just to like do your thing, man. Just like we like the Dan groove, just do the Dan groove. It's like, no, like we got this gig that we need this. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I relate to that so much. It's crazy. Because up until recently, I've just been doing sub gigs also. I've just been a sub drummer. I haven't really had a gig. I've had a few things this year where it's like, I'm not subbing for anybody. And that feels great. That's been the coolest feeling. But
I like the juice.
Like under promise, over deliver also. Like,
yeah.
It's kind of like, I'm going to do the homework and I'm going to show up to rehearsal and just freaking knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
And that's fucking sick. And then especially in this town too.
Sometimes that's harder than the gig, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The rehearsal?
Yep.
Yeah. Especially if you're meeting them for the first time.
Yeah.
Like you don't have personalities. You don't know how they're going to act.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like that, especially in this town, like that's going to spread quickly. I've gotten so many gigs from other drummers and from those other sub situations because, Dan crushed it. Like, keep calling him.
That's the best. That's the best. And having some homies in town that are like willing to throw your name in a hat is so
huge.
valuable.
Yeah.
I have to shout out Elton Charles.
Yeah, I know Elton. Yeah.
He's a freaking mensch and a half. He's like one of the greatest dudes I've ever met.
Appreciate that reference.
Just a little Yiddish coming out.
Yes.
But Elton has, I record everything. All my projects, I go to him. I don't have a great studio like this at home or anything, so I go to Elton. He's my guy. But he's recommended me for so many things, and he's thrown me a bunch of sessions, and just really cool to have someone in town that's as well respected and connected as he is, but also like he digs what I do, and we love working together. And now we've made like 8 records together at the studio.
Yeah.
So just the way we worked, our workflow is so tight now.
Yeah.
But yeah, every once in a while the phone will ring, and when it's something completely random, it usually comes back to Elton, and that's my guy. So
that's funny.
Yeah, super appreciative. But that's all you can hope for, right? Everyone talks about the hang stuff, but do good work, be a good person, and one thing should lead to another.
Dude, you're spitting truth right now.
Yeah, that's all I've ever tried to do is just do good work and leave a good feeling with the people who hired me, and hopefully that if someone asks them about something that they say your name. That's all you can really do.
Yeah. Well, I want to go back just quick to what you said about the experience. I think that's so true of like, especially if you take that same mentality to like the general workforce, the whole thing of like coming out of school and you take an internship and then you try to go for a job and it's like, oh, we need 10 years experience. Yeah. It's like, but I just graduated college.
Entry-level job with 10 years experience.
I think that is definitely true for drummers, for musicians, everywhere. But it's like for people that want those bigger gigs, but you need to have something on the resume that's going to kind of get you there first.
Yeah, and I've never been a big social media guy. I was never interested in being like an influencer YouTuber guy. I suck at it. I'm bad at editing video. I play drums because I didn't want to deal with cables, and now it's like there's so many cables. it's more cables than ever. It's the most cables.
You guys just keep adding cables.
Yeah, like guitarists don't even have cables anymore, and now I have more. This is not what I got into it for. So it's always been on that like word of mouth and just one thing leading to another. So I think you just keep the ball rolling and keep it moving, and you got to keep growing as a player too. That's been the hardest thing. Is how do you expand what you're doing when you're in one gig for a long time? You get really good stage chops, and it's like I can rip Gavin Adcock songs so good, but like my double bass sucks now. It's like atrophy never sleeps, so you're juggling all these balls, and it's like if you focus on one thing, it's time away from the other thing. And this year, the last couple years, my guitar playing has fallen so far. And I know the chops are there. It's just what you're playing today is reflective of what you've been doing the last like 6 months.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're playing multiple instruments, you're playing multiple styles. Well, the last 6 months, I didn't play any metal guitar. So, like, I still have that. And if I go back and practice that, I can brush it, get the rust off and progress more again. But it's really hard to grow as a player. So my new thing now is I'm bringing out some practice pad stuff and having a little practice kit. We got these, headlining. You load in and set up first. You play last. You have the most downtime midday. So I got I got all pearl. Actually, I was just looking at
go.
it.
Nice.
I got a little screw-on practice pad that's on like a cymbal stand that I have into like a snare stand bass, so it's like a little low boy straight stand, and then got like some old backup eliminator double pedal that I had for a long time. So it's I got both feet and both hands.
Yeah.
So now it's like, yeah, I mean, Gavin's stuff doesn't require me to warm up a lot, but if I could like work on a few things on the weekend when I'm out and I'm forced to be out and that time is already, a sunk cost anyway, it's like, well, no, I can get something out of it and progress. So now that's the new challenge is like, how do I get better now that I'm just gigging all the time and playing country music? How do I keep all the other stuff up?
Yeah.
And it's usually other guys. It's guys like Brian from Belmont. It's like, dude, what are you working on? He'll show me something. It's like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The coolest thing that we got right now in our camp is our monitor guy, Dudley Merriam. He is a drum corps dude.
Oh, let's go.
And he went to University of Miami, plays like 4-mallet marimba stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, we got this like packet of stuff. And he shows me this music. We're on the bus and I got like the Vic Firth chop out sticks with the little like practice pad ball on the end. And we're just on like the front lounge table, just noodling. And he puts this piece of music in front of me and like sight reads it and just plays it down at like this stick. And he's just ripping through it. I'm like, oh no. I'm worse at this now than I was 20 years ago when I was in school. Like, it's like, when was the last time I had to like read stuff like that, rudimental music? It's just my hands just like, I could barely keep up with them. And it's like, dude, you're the sickest drummer like on this tour. Like you have the best hands on this tour. It's insane. So he's been like giving me all this like music to mess with.
That's sick.
And he'll kind of like hold me accountable. I'll like come back to bus calling. He's like, you work on that thing this week? And I'm like,
yeah, man.
No, shit. But yeah, Dudley's been like really kicking my ass and showing me some new stuff. So it's really cool to have a guy like that in our camp that like, he's such a soft-spoken, chill dude. I never would have known it.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, he's actually a killer. You got to find the new thing. You got to keep working. I'm really trying to put those weird kicks in between hand stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I'm on right now. Like taking like a Herta thing and those two missing notes is putting those on kicks and trying to work in some different stickings. And I don't know what I'm going to use this for, but it's exciting. And I think it just adds a little extra flair to some old fills. Like if you could throw in a couple little extra kicks in between.
It definitely does.
And that's a great thing on just a pad in a hallway at a venue to just sit there and, do the ladder.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just been that right now. That's like the main thing that I'm just trying to work in a little bit. Got
to stay fresh. And it's cool that you have that, like you're eager to always stay, pushing yourself and surrounding yourself with others. I mean, not everybody's like that.
The truth is I haven't been, but I felt the need to now.
Sure.
So it's like, oh, I haven't gotten better in the last year. If anything, I've gotten worse. I'm really good at playing Gavin Adcock songs.
Yeah, right.
But
and that's always a fear. I'm fearful of that too. If like once you're on a gig, it's like you don't necessarily have to do anything else. Like you have the music.
It's country. It's not physically demanding.
I don't want to be a worse drummer. I want to always be the best drummer I can be.
Yeah, and chasing the inspiration. You gotta chase the thing. What excites you? For me, it's a new band or something. It's just hearing something new that just opens up a new world. Because otherwise, I'm kind of a hater. I listen to all the same stuff I listened to in high school. I still listen to Deftones, like since I was 10 years old. Like they're still one of my favorite bands.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, but I'm saying there's a lot of new stuff. I'm the old guy. It's like, I don't know what's cool right now. I'm so out of the loop. I still listen to bands from 20 years ago. So anything like that someone can show me that's new and exciting, like I usually don't discover it on my own. I need like a homie to like, dude, trust me, check out this record,
Hey, this is Marcus Finney, and you're listening to the Nashville Drummers Podcast.
Let's do a couple wrap-ups.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
This
has been fantastic, man.
I'm a yapper, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
dude.
This has been awesome.
You got to do the
podcast,
wrap it up button.
Yo, we got it. We're at 10. We're at 10.
We're at 2 hours right now.
Yes.
No.
2 hours recording time. Yeah.
All right. I've been wanting to ask about your tattoos. I want to know about the Buddha with the little kitty.
The Buddha with the kitty.
I didn't even see that.
Many years ago, I saw this picture in the early internet of a Buddha statue, like kind of rough looking over, some plants and stuff, like chipped away, little statue with a real live cat just sleeping in his lap, just like that, just like laying there. And I always thought that image was really cool. I like a lot of like Eastern philosophy and stuff. I'm into like some of like the Zen Buddhism stuff, but my dad's a drummer. And he had this band, and he's just like a really like smiley, happy dude. And they called him Buddha. He's just this very calm presence. Like my dad's like very chill guy, and they just adored him. And they called him Buddha, and they started calling me Baby Buddha because I would go play with them. So it's like loosely like a shout out to my dad. It's also just Buddha,
Yeah.
And it's also that image that I had seen with the cat. And this is my cat. This is Curry.
Oh, sick.
So it's actually my cat
Great
laying
name
in
for
the
a cat.
Buddha's lap.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Steph Purry. Yeah. He's got a little
guy's with the
stumpy tail.
freaking
He's got a little
horns.
half tail. So this was like photoshopped in, like this actual picture of Curry.
Aw.
So it's kind of all those things
That's
together.
nice. Yeah.
That's sick. Okay. Love that.
I got a new one for you.
Yeah.
Related to touring and traveling. What is your flight takeoff song, if you have one?
I love sleeping on a plane.
Okay.
I want to be out by takeoff.
Okay. So not even conscious.
I try not to plane at all.
Interesting.
Something about the pressure, the white noise, that air, the engine rumbling, it just knocks me out. So when I get on the plane, I'm like, eye mask, noise cancel, and I'm just trying to
Okay. Trying to sleep.
disappear.
Okay. Got
Just
it.
not exist for
Yeah.
a little bit.
That's fair. Yeah.
But no, usually I'll download some podcasts. I'm a big like audiobook podcast guy. I'm always trying to learn something. So
Yeah.
I'll download a couple episodes of like the Nashville Drummers podcast.
Let's go, baby.
A lot of sports stuff, a lot of basketball talk.
Nice.
But usually I'll just do that on a plane. But if I'm like walking through the airport after
Yeah.
you land somewhere, you're kind of on a mission.
Looking for that pho.
I like heavy stuff. Like I'll put on like Stray from the Path.
Yeah.
And just like walk through the airport, like kind of mean mugging. It's
I
just
love
like,
that, yeah.
I don't know. There's something about like really, really heavy music that has the same kind of like attitude of like hip hop. It's just like there's just something just intense and like it's just hitting and like I don't know. I just feel cooler while I'm listening to that.
Totally, yeah.
So I look for stuff like that that's just gonna like kind of put me in like
Especially,
a gnarly.
yeah, you
mode.
deplane. Everyone's looking at you from the other guys that are about to board.
Yeah, yeah.
You're just
And
like,
I'm
you don't know what
listening
I've been
to
through.
Guillotine.
Yeah.
But these people don't know I could run through a wall right
Yeah, so I kind of like
yeah.
that. I kind of like getting edgy with it when
Okay.
I got the earbuds
So
in.
sleeping on the plane, once you're off, all bets are off.
Yeah, but to be
Angry.
fair, sometimes post show,
Yeah.
especially like doing like the DIY touring stuff, you're sleeping on someone's couch or something, your ears are ringing from the show.
Yeah.
I love metal for those late nights, and I can blast in my ears and sleep to it.
Yeah.
I'll put on Slipknot and sleep to Slipknot.
Like
Iowa.
I find
Really?
metal is very easy to sleep to.
It's white noise. It's
Yeah.
the cacophony. It's so loud and intense that like it just kind of like washes over
I
you.
never have thought that. I'll have to give that a shot.
Some people, some people don't like this stuff, and that music stresses them out. They hear screaming vocals, and it sounds so angsty. It's like, oh, how can you listen to that? It's like making me nervous.
Yeah.
It's like it's very soothing to me.
Yes.
So,
and I think
yeah.
I wonder if that's like a gene you either have or you don't. Because I definitely have
Yeah.
that same exact thing. Like, oh, that, yeah, I'm like passing, I put on the heaviest shit imaginable and just,
yeah. Yeah, my favorite is Slipknot, either Iowa or like Volume 3, because there's just like all bangers. There's not a lot of like weird stuff, so it just stays right there. Like
Yes.
Iowa's just shredding the whole time. It's heavy as shit, and it's like I can just tune it out. So sometimes on the plane I'll do that. I'll like sleep to just something like brutal.
Word. Right on.
Might be a psychopath trait. I don't know. It's like serial killer behavior,
knows,
but
but
this guy gets it.
I wouldn't-
He's got some
that's
heads in
not
his
saying much.
freezer.
I don't know. That's a good thing for you.
I got a lot of meat in the freezer. We'll just say that.
I wouldn't normalize. Oh well, Nate does this. So,
What is it? What is that? What is that a euphemism for? The meat in the freezer.
I don't know. Well, let your imagination run with it. What's your favorite noodle?
You've been holding
Probably
it in.
pho,
Yeah.
but maybe not.
It's got to be.
It's not.
It's not.
I like
he
those
asks.
big, fat, chewy, wide noodles, like the Pad CU or like
yeah.
Eastern Peak drunken noodles with the beef.
Let's go.
That's one of my favorite dishes here. It's a regular on the Uber Eats. But yeah, I shouldn't eat a lot of wheat. I do,
Yeah.
but it just makes me bloated and feel like crap. But
Yeah.
I do it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I lean towards like rice noodles. I love pad thai. I love pho. And I like those big fat chewy ones. I like the texture. But I don't listen to that very much. Like I'll fuck up some ramen, dude. We went to this dumpling house in Seattle that was sick. We just got all these different kinds of dumplings. Just kept coming out one plate after another. So I don't know if that counts as noodle, but it's noodle adjacent.
Yeah. Noodle adjacent. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Where would you like people to get a hold of you, follow you?
Steely Dan Rubin.
Yeah, I was going to ask if there's a quick story behind that handle.
It was 2012. I needed an Instagram handle.
Yeah.
And it was like my punk band at the time, it was like a dumb joke. They would just call me Steely Dan. And they just started calling me Steely. So I just like made it that. And then there have been several times over the years. I'm like, should I change this? And everyone's like, no, don't change it.
Dude,
It's
you
great.
should definitely not change it.
Just
Especially
brand
especially aside from it being the band name, what that band is named after is perfect for you.
Right. Yeah.
Perfect for me. Got a little meat in the freezer.
I feel like that would be enough of your sense of humor.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about
That's
it.
like Cody Ash, Jelly Roll. Like
Again,
same
not
thing, like,
personally, but yeah, of course.
He was
I'm
given the
familiar.
pork chop name. It's like that just stuck, and
Yeah.
now like fans scream that. Like he's got his own like Instagram account just for that.
That's dope.
Like you can't really walk that back.
Yeah, I never like, oh, what's your name? Steely. But no, the band doesn't call me. You can't give yourself a nickname. So, the guys around me these days don't call me that, but it came from many years ago. And now it's just like, I just made all my social media Steely Dan Rubin. So it's like my Snap handle as well. And TikTok, even though I've never posted a thing on there. Yeah. But yeah, Steely Dan Rubin, you can find me. Anyone, feel free to hit me up, musicians, whatever. If anyone has any questions, I love to, bro out with like-minded people. And I've gone back and listened to quite a few episodes now. I was just trying to like get a feel for you guys a little bit. And I can't believe like how many homies have been on here.
Yeah, right?
And like, it's just been so cool
Yeah, you
listening to
mentioned
guys like,
Christian and,
Jordan, I met this year. He's super cool. So
Yeah,
I got to hear a little of his episode, but I think what you guys are doing is
Dude,
really
that came
cool.
out today.
That's awesome.
You're on it, yeah.
Jordan Cement, Lou Vecchio, we played some shows with earlier this year.
Yeah.
That episode was really cool because we actually have like a lot of like little things in common in our history that I didn't realize in the time I spent in person with him. So I like how this is like now this whole community and we're all kind of connected. So if this connects me to any more drummers in town, I'm all for it. Come shed. Let's do it.
Love it.
Do your
And
thing.
now you've been a part of this community, and now we're happy to have you on the show. And
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
Appreciate the time, man.
Cheers.
Hell yeah.
Let's just be honest. Girl, you know I'm good.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Nashville Drummers Podcast. If you liked it, please consider leaving us a review on the Apple Podcast app. Please consider supporting us on Patreon. For $5 a month, you can help support this dream and keep the ball rolling for us. Believe it or not, it's not free or even necessarily cheap for us to make this thing go. To sign up, go to patreon.com/Nashville Drummers Podcast or click the link in our Instagram bio. All of your help is greatly appreciated.
Visit our website, NashvilleDrummersPodcast.com, where you can listen to all past episodes, learn more about myself and Nate, and buy all your favorite Nashville Drummers Podcast merch, including t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, hats, and drum heads. Connect with us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube at Nashville Drummers Podcast. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Well, I've got some cheap wine. You've got $1 million smile. And if you would let me, well, I'd like to stick around a while. Holding your hand, take you to town. Dance like a fool and spin.